Okay, there we go. We'll keep that there. Let's see. I'm just checking a few settings here. So anyway, yeah, if you want to play in the game, I highly recommend you pause the stream and go, once you're in the game, I highly recommend. Hello, Anonymous. I highly recommend pausing the stream and jumping into the Discord chat. So, if you really don't want your voice to be on there, just mute yourself because I am talking in the Discord chat, so you will still hear me. But you will see, everything that happens in game in your game. It's just easier that way. And you get a lot more faster update time with all the speech. So you're not waiting like 15 seconds to see me do something. But if you don't want to, but I would keep the chat open on Twitch. So if you don't want to unmute your mic, you can go ahead and do. You can go ahead and still ask questions if needed. So, I think while we actually wait for a few people to get here, this probably would not be a good time to kind of go over the few games I actually know how to play, and kind of give a very, very brief explanation of them, because truly the best way to learn these games is by actually playing them. But with some games, it would actually not be a bad idea just to kind of get a general idea of what you're up against beforehand. So let's go ahead. I'm going to actually load Shadow Hunters. And it may take a minute. And we will go over, I will go over the rules of the game. Because this is a game I would actually like to play with people at some point in time. But the game of Shadowhunters is basically a survival game where you will get a role at the very beginning of it, and you don't know what anybody else is. Your win conditions are determined by the character you get dealt. And all these custom characters you see, there are custom characters. I don't think we played with very many of them because they get kind of weird. But just for the base game, we generally play with just the base game characters here. And I'm going to spread out. I'm going to pick up, if it will play with me. There we go. Pick up the entire stack here. Everybody can see it. Let's start with the hunters here. I'm going to spread them out so we can just kind of look. Hello, Lady Mage, and you're typing.
Hello. I was typing to someone else, sorry.
That's fine.
I'm trying to get into the room, but the stupid thing won't, doesn't seem to have it or something.
What? Really?
Yeah, I only have like 4 on mine, so I don't know if it's just like me or...
Huh.
I typed it in, and I know there's a password, but I'm pretty sure it has to show up on there.
Yeah, generally you have to... Man, I don't know why Tabletop Simulator's being so weird.
Let me try restarting it. Maybe it's just
maybe.
Turned it on before you made the room.
Okay, and a few things you can do as far as Tabletop Simulator go. If you zoom out and you can't see cards, because zooming out done by the mouse wheel. And just on a side note to that, the space button will recenter and basically reset your view. But if you want to know what a card or a piece looks like up close, while you're hovering over the card or whatever, hold down the Alt button. And that will actually put the card front and center on your screen. Well, maybe not front and center, but, you know, it'll actually pop it up so you can clearly read it. As far as I know, Control doesn't do a whole lot. The WASD will actually move you around a whole lot on the screen so you can zoom in on the table and actually just kind of poke around. If you're over a card and you hit F, you will flip it whether you are holding it or not. If you hit R, you will shuffle it or roll. So, for example, if you took these two dice, highlighted them, and then hit the R key, you roll them. If you hit the F, that just tries to flip them, but that doesn't do you a whole lot of good. To get more than one item in your control at once, you can click and drag to cover both of them. So see, I just clicked and dragged all this entire center thing here. And let's have fun. Whee!
Okay. Maybe
And
I
yes,
need to add...
Maybe
I need to add you as a friend? How do I do that?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually added anyone as a friend.
Okay, then this thing is being a pain in the butt.
So you hit join, and then it's join. A multiplayer server.
Well, it's like I have hide lock and hide full. I guess I'm hide lock. I only have 4 things showing up.
4 servers?
Yeah, 4 servers.
Huh. Try. Did you in the server search type the word poke and see if it does anything?
Gets rid of stuff, but it doesn't give me you. I did that.
That's weird.
This is why I don't normally do new technology, because it likes to troll me. I must have something set up wrong.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back and uncreate this and then check and make sure I don't have... Because this could be my fault. I could have limited it to friends.
Well, here's the thing. Why would, I know, like, also Dragonis is having trouble trying to find it, because I know I gifted it to her. I should have, anyway. Oh, wait. I gifted it to her to arrive on her birthday.
Ah! Also, the funny thing about these tokens is they will kind of auto-reset back to their proper orientation once you pick them up, after you manage to, you know, throw them around like that. So anyway, let me... There, flip table.
This thing is being a pain in the butt.
Okay. Let me go back to the main menu and I will recreate this. Unfortunately, Anonymous, that will kick you out of here.
Sorry. I think it's
okay.
Me,
I need to see if maybe when I created it.
I'm going to check something on Steam in the meantime, because maybe there's something I did that's kind of making it not work right. I love when things don't want to work.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm going to try something.
Oh yeah, by the way, in your configuration, when you're looking at this, it actually does show you all of the various commands.
The tutorial's pretty useful too.
Yeah. But honestly, who plays a tutorial?
I did. Because I wanted to learn how to use this thing.
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything here about disallowing friends or anything like that.
And apparently one of the rooms filled up because I told it to hide full.
Okay.
And I don't like.
Okay, that's weird.
I don't know how to get the Steam in this thing, but we hub, discussions, screenshots, friends, achievements.
I mean, even if we aren't Steam friends, you should still be able to find the...
Yeah, it's... The interface is kind of weird for, like, doing regular stuff. Just typing...
What is your username on Steam? I'll actually add you as a friend and see if that helps.
Lady Mage. Yes,
I
it'll
take
be an
it
anime.
you are a cat person there?
Yes.
Okay.
This thing does not, want to cooperate with me, because it's only showing, like, the same 4 ones, if any.
That's odd, to say the least.
I think it's my computer. I think it's something to do with my computer.
Huh.
I think I know what it is. It's my frickin'... Let's see... I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. It just... I know it's my computer. I think it's my firewall. Because
that
my firewall...
could be it.
Because my firewall freaking hates me and doesn't want me to have fun. I had the same problem with Minecraft. It took me forever to be able to get on a public server with Dragonis. So I have to remember how to do this because I don't. Let me check the configuration in Steam. Maybe that'll help. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Let's see something here.
Properties. Updates. Local files. Betas. No. Maybe. Security.
Yeah, kind of a general idea that the firewall or the antivirus is blocking its ability.
I'm trying to figure out what would actually get it to edit permissions. That should be fine. Compatibility. It's not that. I don't mind this firewall because it's less annoying than frickin' Norton, but Jesus Christ. Network and internet setting. Maybe this is it.
We will try this.
Privacy.
Steam is kind of wonky about these things, so...
Ouch. I'm just futzing around with it now. I'm like... Well, it added a new room, but it says I've been invited to a game by Surat, so it should let me join via an invitation, right?
You'd hope.
Where would I get the invitation?
Go to your friends.
Where are my friends? Oh, where's the friends list in this thing?
Hit Shift Tab.
Oh, Shift Tab. Ah.
And that should let you get to the interface.
I got accept your friend request.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do that earlier and it kind of got...
Okay, it looks like you are friends with me now.
Yep, and it says join the game, so join. Password server, come on, poke it. Even though last time somebody did that, there was a demon that got into somebody's head and he turned into Kefka.
You know, well.
Failed to connect version. And it's telling me it's out of date.
What?
I just got this game. Well, no, I haven't just got. I had it for a while. Oh, for the love of. Oh.
Man. Technology is not your friend.
You've noticed?
Just a little bit, yes.
Okay. I want to play. I want to join Surat. This better be freaking up to date because, oh my god. Let me just double check the password. Maybe I just spelled come on poke it wrong.
Should just be CMON.
Yeah, I just want to make sure though. Actually, let me... Another Steam game running. That might not be helping the situation. No, you can't do that. It's taking longer to connect. I don't know if that's a... Never mind. Same error. And same Tabletop Simulator is out of date. Please update it. Fine.
Out of date for what?
I don't know. Don't let me close the other game. Fine. I'll freaking update your stupid game. Oh my god. You guys can start something without me because this is getting really ridiculous.
Okay. Well, right now there's only 2 of us in here, so starting something would not be great. But I can go back into actually explaining what Shadowhunters is all about. So anyway, let's go back here. Pick up the hunters again. And I am going to spread a few of them out here. I know Amonimus here has already looked at many of them. But, you know, I haven't gotten into it. So basically, when the game begins, you are dealt a random character from either the hunters, the shadows, or the neutrals. And as I said earlier, your win condition is very much based on whatever the card says it is. So example, Emmy here, her win condition is all shadows are dead. you will notice that this is a very common win condition to all of the hunters at all. All of them have shadow characters being dead as their win condition. Anyway. Let's put them back in a pile here. Okay. You are there. The shadows, on the other hand, I'll only really need to show one because, again, come on. Their win conditions are all pretty much the same. All the hunter characters are dead, or all the neutral characters are dead. But the neutrals are where things get somewhat interesting. They all get different win conditions. And there are quite a few more of these guys. For example, David here, his win condition is when he has 3 or more of the following items. And it lists off a very few specific items to have. Agnes, her win condition is if the player to her immediate right wins. Brian's win condition is your attack kills a character whose hit points is 13 or more. Or you are on a very specific area while the game is over. Charles, at the time he kills another character, the total number of dead bodies is 3 or more. Bob just needs a bunch of equipment cards. Catherine's win condition is to die first or be one of the last 2 remaining. Allie's win condition is to just live through the whole thing. And Daniel's win condition is to be either the first death or have all the shadow characters dead. One of those 2. So yeah, we have, there we go. So that's basically the idea. You have to live and you have to basically do what your card says to win. Pretty simple little thing here. Now, you may recall me saying that your characters are, you're the only person who knows what you are. This is hidden role after all. And you may also notice that each of these characters has a special ability. Well, if you look at their different special abilities, you will see that they're all fairly varied and kind of neat and generally very, very powerful. Let's start with George here, since he's on the top of the hunter stack. At the start of his turn, he can pick any character and give them damage equal to the roll of a 4-sided die. But you can only do this once per game. In other words, you just kind of get to zot somebody. Now the thing is, if you want to use your special ability, you must reveal who you are. So this is an ability you want to use very, very, very carefully. The only player, and it's kind of lucky that he ended up on top, the only character that gets to use their special ability without revealing themselves is Unknown, who is a shadow, who may lie and say he is not a shadow when he is asked about it. He can lie at any time, and he doesn't have to reveal himself. And some special abilities, like Ultra Soul, at the start of their turn, they can give 3 damage to any character, or any one character who is at the Underworld Gate. The White here, when your turn is over, you can take an additional number of turns equal to the amount of dead characters, once per game. In other words, the White is basically controls zombies who let him take extra turns. Once game, though. The Werewolf, Special ability, after they are attacked, they can immediately retaliate with an attack. The Vampire, if you attack another character and inflict damage, you heal 2 points. The Valkyrie, when you attack, you may roll instead of rolling normal damage rolls, you may roll the 4-sided die and inflict that, which actually is a lot more powerful than it sounds right now. So anyway, the way of the game, the first thing that happens in the game is that these yellow-backed cards here are placed one at a time into the little territory zones. Scroll the mouse wheel or hit the Q and E keys to kind of do that. So anyway, once they are dealt out, we get to see what exactly the territories are. There are 6 territories in this game, obviously. You have a cemetery, where it lets you draw a black card. An erstwhile altar, where you may steal an equipment card. Weird woods, where you can zot people. The hermit's cabin, where you get to draw a hermit card. The church, where you can draw a white card. Or the underworld gate, which allows you to draw any card whatsoever. At the start of your turn, whichever character you are, and we basically just choose by what color we're sitting at. So we will say that, I'm white for all purposes. You have 1 token over here on what is called the damage track. And you have 1 token here which represents your place in the world. Let me do something here. I think, yeah, we can do this. Basically, it's a good idea to lock these particular cards in place because people are going to be picking up things near them. So now you can't grab them by accident and throw all the tokens that are stationed off of them beginning of the game. So anyway, to start your turn, you grab both dice, you roll them, you take the total, which in this case, I rolled 5 plus 3 is 8. So if I look around, I go to the card with the 8 on it. In this case, the cemetery. The cemetery gives me a choice of drawing a black card. I do not have to draw a black card, but I can. In this case, I will grab 1. And in this case, everybody gets to see the white and black card you draw, so you flip it. And suddenly I have a chainsaw. If the attack is successful, you give a point of extra damage. I then look around, see if there is anyone else in the little 2-block vicinity that I'm in. In this case, cards 8 and 10 in this little zone. And I can choose to attack them. Let's say that you're red. Okay, let's say that you are right here. Just for an example. And I go, yeah, I want to attack you. So if I were to attack you normally, I would grab both dice, roll it. I would basically then subtract the higher roll from the lower roll, which doesn't necessarily mean 4 from 6. It could mean 6 from 4 if this one was higher. And that is how many points of damage I do. In this case, 3. But I have this little equipment card which says, okay, now that's worth 4. So then over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy enough. But we'll just say that that's what happened, because obviously it didn't. So then my turn would be over, and Amonymous would roll the dice, and typically go wherever it took him. In this case, it says send him to 9. So he goes to Weird Woods, which is good because that's kind of where I wanted him to go anyway. And he has the choice to either give 2 damage to any player or heal 1 damage of any player. any player be, including himself. So if he really wanted to, he could land on the Weird Woods and go, I want to heal one of those points of damage I was just dealt, and take his damage track back to 3. Or he can go, you know what, I want revenge, and just kind of zot me for 2. And the thing about this, equipment cards are about the only cards that actually stick around. Let me grab this whole stack of white cards and I will show you what I mean. Guardian Angel, it's a single-use card from the white deck that gets you no damage from another character's attack till your turn. Silver Rosary is more equipment. The Flare of Judgment, single use. Is it glitchy on the Discord? It seems like it's picking up just fine. So yeah, just to show the difference. Single use, you do not have a choice whether or not this happens. It just kind of happens and then goes away. And one of the funniest ones of the lot, let's actually get to it, is the first aid kit. Take a really close look at the first aid kit and realize that A, this has to happen, and B, it just says place a character's hit point marker to 7, where you can choose yourself. So the first aid kit is basically here to hurt somebody in this exact... Let's say we drew the first aid kit right now. You would have to take somebody from either 0, 4, or 2 damage and move them up to 7 with the first aid kit. Go figure. So yeah, you just basically got a first aid kit that has the ability to kill people. But also in the white deck, for all people who get the unknown character, this is kind of an important one to look at. Or specifically all shadows. Unknown is kind of excluded. But yeah, if you are a shadow and you enjoy hanging out at church and drawing white cards, you could get the Disenchant Mirror. Which means if you are a shadow character that is not unknown, you have to reveal your identity right then and there. There is no other card like that in the game, as far as I've seen. But anyway. You can kind of look at all these various cards, and you can kind of get an idea of what's going on with the items in the game. So the white and black cards are mostly the same. You have equipment and you have instant spells, essentially, in them. The green cards, however, are going to be somewhat different. You draw a green card and no one else gets to see it, first of all. And then you get to pick who you want to inflict this on. And once again, it's all secret. It's all done very, very secretly. So basically, you see what this card says here. It's a green card. I bet your hit points is 12 or more. So then it kind of lists them all off to be nice and generous about it. If so, you take 2 damage. There's not a question about this. You just take the 2 damage. However, you don't have to say... The only thing you have to say is, I take 2 damage from this card. So the person that handed it to you knows what it means, and you know what it means, but nobody else in the game does. So these hermit cards are mostly here to kind of deduce people's identities. Like this one, Hermit's Huddle. If you're a shadow, you take 1 damage. Or, yeah, if you're a shadow, I bet you heal 1 damage. Unless you have no damage, you receive a damage. Or, I bet you're a shadow. If so, you take a damage. I bet you're a hunter or a shadow. If so, you must give an equipment card to the player or take a point. That type of thing. Now, remember I said that unknown could lie. Unknown can just kind of shrug off any of these effects and, take no ill effects from them to keep up the whole thing that he is unknown and he might be, no one knows who he is. And that, in a nutshell, is how you play Shadow Hunters. You continue on very similar to that until, well, either all the conditions are met, and it can be tricky to know when the conditions are met because you may not know if you have all the hunters or all the shadows gone, depending on how you set it up. So anyway,
I now recognize this game. I actually have played it before.
You have? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It can get very silly sometimes.
Oh yeah, it can definitely get silly. Especially when the 2 people that have been actually doing damage to each other all game end up on the same team.
Well, it is an interesting game, and if it is based off of a series, like I think somebody said in the chat, meanwhile, I'm reinstalling Tabletop. Maybe that'll give me the updated version. By the way, I was only back by a version.
Weird.
Apparently, they released like 10.3 or something, and it wasn't telling me to update on Steam, so I just uninstalled it and I'm reinstalling it.
Verify didn't work for you?
Yeah, I saw like the version it had. It was saying the version that is new. I'm like, oh, there's the problem. Okay, maybe that'll fix it.
Okay,
so
so
if I reinstall it, they have to put in the new version, right? Will you stop whatever you're doing, you goofy cat?
So anyway, Anonymous, you want to flip the table, and I will look up a new game to. There we go.
Technology
I will look up a new game to kind of
pass the time.
Explain. Because I don't know very many games here. I don't. So let's load up the other game I've played a decent enough amount to kind of sort of explain what's going on. It is called Murder in Hong Kong.
That one I've never heard of.
Okay, also called Deception.
Oh, so your mic's a little glitchy on Discord, but it's okay on Twitch for some reason?
Weird. I don't understand why.
It's because I'm here. I have this weird curse of technology.
Let's see.
Right now, I also had to get a new keyboard because every so often the O key on my keyboard decides not to work.
Let's see if this works a little better because input sensitivity decided to go up quite a bit for whatever reason. Let's see if this works a little better because I dropped the sensitivity way, way, way down. Maybe it was actually cutting out because I wasn't speaking directly into the mic, but I was looking at the screen.
You weren't cutting out, you just sound like a robot.
Really?
Yes.
That's usually... I don't understand why then. That's weird.
Yeah. Anonymous mentioned it earlier too.
Yeah.
And I'm at 16% for Tabletop Simulator. After I stopped every other freaking update that I didn't need by uninstalling those games.
Man. You could have just moved it to the top of the queue.
I didn't trust the queue enough. Because I did try that.
Okay, anyway. These cards you're pulling out there, Anonymous, they are useful. But we aren't going to need them for a while. These are random event cards we get later on in the game.
I sense a lot of those cards are not fun.
No, it's not so much whether they're fun or not.
Not that type of game.
Yeah.
Usually when somebody says there are random event cards, it usually means this card will either help you a lot or fuck you over horribly.
Well, it can do that too, but...
Okay, it is that kind of...
Well, hang on. It's not for the reason you're immediately going to suspect. It's just a matter of how useful they end up being. So anyway, these cards are very much random in, where they actually help out. But here is how generally everything goes. Generally, since we've got 2 people here, I can actually do this a little bit. Everybody gets 4 little blue cards. And 4 red cards. So now, take your 4 blue cards and put them out on the table in front of you, kind of lined up. And when you do it, try to kind of make it, try to kind of make this a neat pile and fairly close to you, because this game takes up a lot of real estate on the table.
Like Betrayal.
Yeah, like Betrayal. But you see how big these tiles are we have to pick. Those cards he was throwing down are the average tile size and such. There. So anyway, the next thing that happens is that generally you need a lot more people for this, obviously. The first thing we should do is basically take this card, get right about there. Nope, not put it in somebody's hand. Come on. Oh, I used to know how to do that. But it can go over here somewhere and never be seen again until it pops up back in the middle of the table. We will not be using that, because it's kind of a useless role to assign people. But this is, yes, another hidden role game. And if you look at the roles over here, we have a few. We have Murderer, we have Accomplice, we have a Witness, and we have an Investigator as your 4 major roles in the game. The Murderer and the Accomplice obviously commit a crime. The Witness gets to know who the murderer and accomplice are, but not necessarily which one is which. And the investigators and the witness try to determine who done it. The forensic scientist is kind of a special role that one person would take on. And they will know everything about it, but cannot solve the crime themselves because they know. Instead, they get to use the tiles up here, along with other mystery event tiles, to guide the investigators towards the what happened and try to point them in the right direction.
So the investigator is kind of like a useful version of the owl in Zelda.
The forensic scientist.
Yeah,
the forensic investigator. Yeah, that's kind of like the useful version of the owl, but they can't really talk. So they're even more useful.
I said useful, not talkative.
Yeah. There is literally only 2 words they should be saying throughout the course of the game, so they basically get to go on mute. They get to say no, and they get to say yes when people use their one official guess they get, which I will get more into in a second. Basically, generally, like I said, you want at least 6 or 7 people to play one of these games. And hopefully at some time I will actually have that many people. But for basically, you put the murderer, you put the accomplice, you put the witness card into a pile, you shuffle them up, along with enough investigator cards to fill out the rest of the roles. So let's say we had 7 people here. One person would be the forensic investigator, and it's usually better to not make that person random, because the forensic investigator is either the best role or the worst role for you, depending on who's doing it. And I don't mean best or worst in performance, I mean best or worst in enjoyment. Because
Yeah,
some
somebody
people...
who likes to talk a lot would probably get really bored with that.
Yeah, you would get really bored and you would probably not enjoy the game all that much. So it's best to just kind of assign the forensic scientist role.
Probably like I think the best idea, like if we have a group, is like if somebody is distracted by other things and they still want to play, just give them that role.
Except you still want to pay attention to what everyone's saying. You still need to be able to pay attention to what everyone is saying. So let's group them up. Then we shuffle them around. So we shuffle them, and then you would deal 1 to each person that nobody else would get to see. And for example, in this, I would be the witness. Yay, go me. I get to try to not die late in the game. Okay.
I had a feeling witness is the fodder role.
Witness is a role that, and you would just be a basic investigator. Okay. So the murderer and accomplice would be over here, apparently. So anyway, the way the game starts is everybody gets these... Now that you kind of know what the roles are, you kind of look at your 4 weapons in red and 4 clues in blue. Whoever gets the murderer card gets to look at their 4 things and pick one of each and point to that being how it was done. So this is why you also need a lot more people playing. So let's actually drop a few more things that could look like people's hands here. Just to give you an idea. 2 more to be precise. Just so we have 4 different groups to choose from. Go ahead and flip them over so we can actually see them, because these will always be shown. So let's say that just because let's say that this is the witness, the accomplice doesn't matter so much, but we'll say it's over here somewhere. Say that I am the murderer because, well, and that this person's just a typical boring investigator. So upon seeing that I am the murderer, I would take a good look at my things and see what could be used to fool everyone into thinking that other people might have been the one what done it. Wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, but okay. It's one thing I hate. You just flip over the wrong zone in this and suddenly you've grouped all the cards up in someone's hand. Let's get them back in their spots here. So you would look at what I have. I have an umbrella, I have a gift, I have cake, and I have the earrings as my clues. And as my murder weapons, I have a dice tower, a scooter, a video game console, and a metal chain. So I would kind of look around the room. For murder weapons, I have a locked room, punch, drill, kick, unarmed webcam, dumbbell, chainsaw over there, lab sample, pesticide, virus, and ladder over there. So I would kind of go, okay, which one of these has the most in common with the others? And we will explain what that means in a second, but just based on this, I would probably pick the dice tower for reasons. And then I would have to pick a clue to go along with it. Well, what's the most indistinct thing? Dice tower and gift. Okay, there's how I did it. That's how
That is an interesting murder.
Yeah, this would be a very interesting murder. And the goal is not to make a reasonable story out of this. It's just to kind of make something confusing that the forensic scientist has a very difficult time fully explaining to everyone.
Then maybe the forensic scientist, no, because I can't really talk. But if the forensic scientist could talk, oh god, I would come up with ways it would work.
Oh yeah, you can imagine it in your head, and that's pretty much what the forensic scientist gets to do. They get to imagine the crime in their head, and then they get to use the clues to describe roughly how they think it happened, and then they hope that most people can follow their train of logic into picking the winner, to picking the murderer. So anyway, after this has been selected, everybody puts on a blindfold. In the game, you basically, in the real game, you say, okay, everybody close your eyes or cover your eyes. But in a Tabletop Simulator, you actually hit the B button to bring up a blindfold, which puts a curtain down in front of you. And then the forensic scientist, this is about the only time you really get to talk, would say, okay, murderer and accomplice, open your eyes, or remove your blindfold, or however you want to phrase it, and they would take off their blindfold, and you would go, okay, murderer, point to the weapon and clue that that is correct. So whoever's, and take off your blindfold for the moment there, Anonymous, just so you can see this. Basically, I and whoever the accomplice was would have our eyes open at this point, along with the forensic scientist. And I would go, okay, so the dice tower. I would mark that. You hit the tab key to basically put a little cursor down. And notice it just makes a kind of dinging sound that is very indistinct between everybody else. Obviously, I wouldn't be saying anything since I'm the murderer. I would just be here going, yep, we're going to pick that and that. And then the forensic scientist would say, okay, I know who the murderer and accomplice are, after they write it down, because you wouldn't believe the number of times we've been playing this, and the forensic scientist would go, I forgot who it is. Yeah, I forgot who it is. I didn't write it down. I forgot what their weapon was. So that kind of kills the game.
Okay, if somebody forgets dice tower as a weapon, that is funny.
Well, I mean, a lot of times it won't be Goofy as a dice tower. It'll be like ladder or punch or kick.
Hello, Stripe. Do you want to play too?
Yeah. So, yeah, make your own clue game without the house map. Yeah. So essentially, once that's done, they say, okay, murderer and accomplice, close your eyes. And then they go, okay, witness, after they have put their blindfolds back on. And you can tell who has a blindfold on up in the upper right corner, because it'll have a little... If you look at my little name in the upper left corner, or upper right corner, you'll see how I have the eye with a line through it. That means I'm blind. So you can kind of tell who does and doesn't have their blindfold on. After the murderer and accomplice have closed their eyes, the forensic scientist would then say, witness, open your eyes. And then point, okay, in no particular order, here are the murderer and the accomplice. And they would just kind of go, okay, here's your accomplice, here's your murderer, like that. And it would just signify who the two of them are, but not which one is which. So the witness would have a very narrowed down field of items to pick from. So the witness would get a huge potential boost. So anyway, after that's done, say, okay, witness, close your eyes. And then wait a few seconds, say, okay, everybody open your eyes because a murder happened. Or, whatever. So
Again,
then
me as a forensic scientist, most dramatic development of that ever. You hear a scream! You hear a thud. Murder happened. Everyone open your eyes.
Basically, yeah. Basically. So then, the forensic scientist would take the clue and the weapon that I picked out, the dice tower and the gift, and we go up here first to these 5 tiles. First, they would grab the cause of death. And if you look on the cause of death, you have 6 different choices. You have accident, you have poisoning, you have illness or disease, you have loss of blood, you have severe injury, and you have suffocation. So the forensic scientist would think it over and say, okay, what type of death is most likely from a dice tower?
Suffocation, they shoved it down his throat.
No. Yeah, but if you do that, think about how many people are going to rule out dice tower immediately. So you would. So the forensic scientist would take one of these bullets, and then go, okay.
Honestly, I guess I don't know. I guess severe injury would work.
Yeah, you would pick severe injury, more than likely. So then the forensic scientist would also go, okay, based on the weapon and the clue, what would be the most likely location for what's going down? And you have 4 different tiles here for the location. You would look at all 4 of these tiles and pick the most likely spot for it. So let's see, we have vacation home, park, supermarket, school, woods, bank, bar, bookstore, restaurant, hotel, hospital, building site, playground, classroom, dormitory, cafeteria, elevator, public toilet, living room, bedroom, storeroom, bathroom, kitchen, and balcony. Well, it's a dice tower and it's a gift, so more than likely, you're going to take this tile, put it down here with the next one, and go, it's probably in the living room. Probably. That's the location of the crime now. You could make a case for others, but based on those 2 individual topics there. And while you're putting these down, you're not allowed to say anything as a forensic scientist, but the investigators, including the murderer, witness, and accomplice, are all talking, discussing, okay, well, if it's severe injury, then we can probably rule out the virus. We can probably rule out pesticide because the virus would be an illness. The lab sample, we could probably say that was poisoning or an illness. The pesticide, we could say was, poisoning. The cigar, probably suffocation. And you just start, or in this case, chainsaw. Okay, that could be severe injury. We'll keep that in. The dumbbell, yeah, severe injury. The webcam.
Oh God, flashbacks. Chapter 2.
Oh yeah. Oh, believe me, I picked it so everybody had made up their minds that I had just committed the Tide Pod murder. At one point, I had chemicals and dominoes were my weapon and gift, and the way it was described, everybody kept thinking this was chemicals in a school, so everybody thought somebody died getting challenged to do the Tide Pod challenge. So they were really going with that. So anyway, yeah, you have kick. Okay, that's severe injury. A drill. Yeah, probably severe injury because loss of blood maybe, but probably not. Locked room, probably suffocation. Things like that. All the investigators would start talking about, okay, which ones don't fit the cause of death. And after that, then the forensic scientist would pull out 4 of these random tiles. Actually, let's put them back in here and shuffle them up a bit. So we're going to shuffle the bag. And pull out 4 random tiles to where the the forensic scientist gets to look, okay, the hint that was left on the corpse, in other words, where the damage was, and based on everything, you go, okay, for the first one, head, and you do these one at a time, and you kind of give the investigators time to kind of absorb at least the first 3 of them. And social relationship, yep, probably friends. The duration of the crime, probably an instantaneous. And then the 4th bullet, you wait, because once you put this 4th bullet down, and that's where this comes into play, yeah, once this comes into play, you want to stop it. There we go, we reset. Okay. You want to stop the timer. It should stop. Thank you. Reset it to 30 without clicking on it. That would be helpful. It's not playing fair. And then everyone gets basically 30 seconds, one at a time, to talk with no one else interrupting them, except for the forensic scientist. But all the investigators, the murderer, and the accomplice, and the witness would get to make their case as to the items that they have without anyone interrupting them. So you get 30 seconds of uninterrupted talking, basically to say, well, based on the evidence we have so far, but that's only once you drop this final bullet. You drop that friend, and then, 30-second round, go. Basically, when you drop that last bullet. Then everybody makes their cases for everything that's gone on. And at the end of it, that is the end of round 1. And the forensic investigator goes, which of these clues has been the least useful? Which one of these 4 clues has been the least useful or the most detrimental? So let's say everybody's saying, well, if it's an instant crime, then that means it had to have been one quick blow, or, it had to have been one really quick thing, which, and they've been saying, well, the dice tower couldn't have done it if that were the case. Somebody made that comment and other people kind of agreed with them and ran with it. So you would basically take this would go away, and you would draw a new hint to replace it. In which case, now everybody gets to have just kind of an open table discussion based on the fact that, the duration of the crime either wasn't important or whatever, let's reevaluate everything we've been saying, everything we've been thinking, and then, after they go, yeah, we're ready for the next clue, you drop the bullet again, and the next 30-second round starts. So we'll say the victim was frightened at this point. The victim's expression said frightened. Okay. Well, let's say, and then the 30-second round starts and no one has picked out, no one has actually managed to guess the murderer. So then, once again, the forensic scientist was going to go, okay, which one was not helpful at all? In this case, yeah, the discovered by friend really didn't help us out. So I'm getting rid of that. Then they would deliberate. As we pulled out a last card for the last run. In this case, state of the scene. Doesn't really look like it's going to help all much, but disorderly would probably be it. But once again, once you put down that token, the 30-second round starts. And for the 3rd round, it is the final round. Once the last person's timer, the last person's 30-second timer has expired, the game is over. And if nobody has figured it out, the murderer gets to go free. Hey, Lady Mage, you finally made it.
Hallelujah! My solution worked!
Finally managed to get in here.
All I had to do was reinstall the whole fucking thing.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yay!
Technology. So anyway, when the last person's 30-second round in, the game's over. If nobody's figured it out, the murderer goes free. However, if at any time someone has taken their little police badge here and everybody gets one cute little police badge, everybody gets a cute little police badge to call their very own. And at any point in time during the game, you can kind of go, okay, I want to make an official guess. You throw your police badge on the table and go, I think it was this weapon and this item, whatever you want. If you are correct, the forensic scientist gets to go, you are correct. If you are not, the forensic scientist can only go, no, and your badge basically disappears from existence.
So, like, you throw it off the table
Poof.
or something?
You can right-click and delete. Throwing it off the... Here's what happens if you throw it off the table.
I'll be funnier. Oh, yeah, that's right. It goes into the flaming retard, teleports.
And it pops right back in the middle of the table. So anyway, now, if at any point in time somebody guesses the correct solution, like they went, okay, it is the dice tower and gift. I believe Surratt killed them and it's a dice tower and gift. The forensic scientist would go, you are correct. And it would look at me, basically, and go, okay, did you figure out who the witness is? Because obviously the witness over here is going to be clued into all this and going, okay, between you and the jerk who's holding the accomplices, which one is more likely to fit what it is that we're, looking for here? And they can attempt to guide the others without trying to directly state that they know what happened. Because if I'm able to figure out who the witness is, I still win as a murderer. Murderer and accomplice get to win if they guess who the witness is. And that is essentially how you play Deception. It's a fun game. It can get more than a little goofy. Like I said, at one point, I was the murderer, and I had dominoes as the clue and chemicals as the murder weapon.
To be fair, if it was a Tide Pod murder, then technically all you did was show somebody a Tide Pod video when they did something stupid.
Yeah, that's basically what it would mean, yeah.
So you wouldn't be guilty because you didn't tell them to do it, they did it of their own accord.
Instigation.
That's actually a thing?
Could be, yeah.
I mean, okay.
Guilty for manslaughter at the very least.
Yeah, because you probably didn't intend, like, normally you show somebody something stupid like that. You don't intend for them to A, do it, and B, kill themselves.
Yeah. Those tiles you're looking at there, Anonymous, are optional. They're kind of like expansion to where you put these in with the event tiles, and when the forensic scientists goes to pull one, they can pull out one of these instead. And basically, they can use it.
So
we have not used these because some of them are a little confusing and poorly translated.
I'm guessing this game isn't from America.
No, how would you ever guess that it's not American?
Now the question is it actually Chinese or is it like Japanese or something?
I believe it actually is in Hong Kong.
So it is literally Murder from Hong Kong and oh god.
I think so, yeah.
No wonder you can't figure out those rules. It's like probably an amazing game, but Chinese doesn't always translate well to English, sadly.
No, it doesn't. But yeah, the base game is not that hard to understand once you've played it a couple of times. It all bases on how good the forensic scientist is at actually parsing something like Dice Tower and Gift and turning it into a...
So it's basically like a game of storytelling.
Yeah. But remember, you're only telling the story through randomly pulled tiles. So, you know.
I still love the idea of suffocation via dice tower.
Yeah, well, you'd be hard. The thing is, you're trying to be generic enough that everybody would understand. And I don't know why Logan Paul isn't in jail. I really don't. He needs to be heavily, heavily fined, if nothing else.
Apparently he screwed up again, and YouTube is considering taking away his AdSense again, and hopefully it'll be permanent this time.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear about what he did?
Tasing an animal?
Tasing a dead animal, yeah.
A dead animal?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't alive when he was doing it?
As far as I know, it wasn't. But that was among other things that he was doing in that video.
Yeah, it's like, the way it was phrased to me, I thought it was a live animal, which made it worse. Like, if he tased it to death, then that's even
I don't think I don't think the taser was applied to a live animal, but he was torturing a live animal in some manner.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the fish, that's right. He was basically pulled a fish out of water and watched it suffocate.
Okay, that's cruel. I mean, I know it's a fish and not like a puppy or a kitten, but
it's still a living creature.
Yeah, you know. And I like fish. I had fish when I was younger, and I liked watching them. I wouldn't take them out of the tank. I knew better. Yeah. I knew at 5 more.
Yep. So anyway, those are the main 2 games that Deceased Crab has been playing with his group.
Huzzah!
Yeah, huzzah! Those are the main 2 games. The third game is Betrayal at House on the Hill, which you know probably much better than I do.
I have played it so many times. Like, if you give me the way I do it, though, is I always have an extra person who knows the game be like a DM of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have new players, they're going to get confused, and if you're in the game yourself, depending on what the new person is doing, it can get really confusing to try to guide them, and if you have more than one and one ends up on the non-trader side and one person ends up on the trader side, that can get really confusing, because that means you have to get up and help them, meaning you're spoiling yourself to what the trader is up to, which you're really not supposed to do.
Oh, yeah.
So I often will be the DM, essentially.
The way we've been handling it here is if we hit one of those haunts and it's a person that doesn't really know the game very well, we will just discard that haunt and continue playing till we get one where we don't pin someone down into a terrible situation like that.
A good starting haunts are ones where it's like either everybody for themselves or the doppelganger one is a great one for beginners. That was the first one I did.
Well, but remember, you get the haunt randomly, so.
Yeah, it was like dumb luck we got it.
Yeah.
Anonymous is drawing.
He's drawing a happy face. The first haunt I got was the Hamlet haunt.
Okay. That one is weird.
Which is hilarious. And it was really confusing to me, and I wasn't even the trader. Because it was just, wait, you mean we actually have to go around and say these lines? My God.
You gotta do the Shakespeare.
Yes. But then I was like, okay, we can kill him, but only before a point, and after that he wins if we kill him? Wait, what?
Yeah. One of the haunts I did, like, we all knew what we were doing, but the traitor, it was the one of the mask haunts, the one where they're trying to summon a demon from a portal and we had to pour paint on it.
Mm-hmm.
My character ended up being the strongest character because I had the amulet, I had the highest sanity, I had the spear, which lets you use sanity instead of strength to attack people. So basically, I was kind of a juggernaut.
Yep.
And when the haunt started, it took a while for the haunt to start. The traitor, because I also had the dog, decided to go after me and send all of his minions after me.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the weaker characters, the ones he could have easily killed for the human sacrifices and stuff, were basically gathering the paint and getting downstairs with little to no trouble.
Yeah, that kind of happens.
And basically he was trying to kill me, and the problem was is that his minions had very little sanity, and I was always outrolling them.
Just so we can show some of the things that we're talking about here, I'll actually load the game.
Yeah, good idea. And when we were both playing the female characters, I was Madame Zostra and he was the purple girl. Our joke was a little raunchy in that we were both doing sanity attacks. Oh, it's the ring that lets you... I think I had the spear and the ring, actually, thinking about it, which is even more ridiculous. But yeah, basically, we were both doing, like, the sanity attack kind of thing. And tying every time. We had, like, a raunchy joke I won't say here about it, because we were both playing female characters. You can figure out what it was.
Yeah.
So, obviously the traitor lost, because he was focusing so much on me that the weaker characters that he could have killed and easily beaten us... I mean, I think it was the priest, was, like, near dead. He was near dead, and the game hadn't even started yet.
No, that's kind of how the priest actually starts, to be fair.
I mean, near dead for the priest. The game hated him. And basically, when we won, I looked at the guy and I went, why were you going after me the whole time when the better strategy would have been to stop everyone else trying to get the paint can? He's like, you had the dog, which apparently was points to the sacrifice, and I'm sitting there going, okay, a human body is 5 points, the dog is 2 points. The other human bodies running around were about 20 points more than you needed to resurrect the whatever the heck you were trying to resurrect. I was the strongest character in that particular game. Do you see the problem with your strategy and your excuse here?
Yeah, that was not the best, not the most thought out.
No. And the thing is, I was actually getting frustrated I couldn't help everyone gather the paint cans.
Yeah, we had the poltergeist haunt, and I was just happened to be playing Ox, because for whatever reason I tend to get the red character, because that's kind of how we enter the game. And I'd had Ox with a couple of sanity buffs, basically, is what I had. Ox with a couple of sanity buffs, a couple knowledge buffs, and his typical might and speed, which made him a freaking, animal, basically. Oh yeah, and I'd had one speed buff, so I was moving 5 rooms a turn. And we got the poltergeist haunt. And I wasn't the strongest character in the game by far. It just so happened that the strongest character turned out to be the poltergeist. So everybody's going, okay, you, go kill him! Go kill him so we don't have 2 things to deal with. And I basically just flatlined him in one punch. Because I also had the blood dagger.
I'm trying to show the character I usually play, because it's the blue character, but it's like the flip one.
Mm-hmm. Flip. F to flip.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if it was F to flip. I didn't want to accidentally flip the table. Yeah, that's who I usually play, Madame Zostra.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, we had the poltergeist haunt up, so while I was basically running around beating up the main character and dealing with this poltergeist, they were up gathering all the candles in the world to give them all the chances. And it was just one of those, he was trying to get to them, but I was by far the most healthy character, so I was just kind of standing in his way, because my knowledge was still not nearly as good as anyone else's.
Yeah, Ox isn't exactly the brightest of the bright.
No, but he can sure deal a punch, can't he?
Yeah. Actually, I think the character that gave me the amulet was Ox, because the person had to leave.
Ah.
In the middle of it was during a convention, so...
thing I'm not sure of in this version is which one I need to put in which box.
What do you mean?
Well, these boxes right here at the very upper corners of the table, the two, the corner next to you and the one off to your right, are where you put the haunt books.
We just put them wherever because you eventually need to read them.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, we generally lock one off permanently, and that's for the trader. Yeah, there we go. You can't
the
see
trader.
them. Yeah.
The trader told them like you give that to the trader so they can
Yep.
look it up and double check their stuff and.
And basically, you can't see anything in here, so we just kind of make it so you.
Do you
can't
do dramatic readings of the beginning and end of the haunts?
Oh yeah.
You have to. That's so much
Yes, you
fun.
have to. That's part of the rules.
The one time I was the trader, I had one that was about having a dragon. And I did terrible because everyone was already powered up before the haunt started. So that one you have to get early or you're screwed.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is I don't know how to make that so you can read it if you are the, so you and only you can actually read the, trader manual.
In the, thing, I'm guessing. And I have to remember how to zoom out and...
The wheel. Mouse wheel.
No, it's moving me around. Or my mouse wheel sucks is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Like, I can never get mouse wheels to work. I think there's, like, another way to do it. Like... Okay, that was way too far in!
So basically, you see all these room tiles that you're picking up and putting down there. If you look at the back side of them, you see it has a set of glowing windows on them. You have 4 different layers. You have roof, you have upper, you have basement, and I think it's called ground floor. I'm looking for... Yeah, ground floor. So you have basement, ground, upper, and roof as the tiles. So where is... I cannot remember where the reset button is. Let's see. Because to actually go over the how to play, we kind of need the clean table. Let's just reload. I am not that familiar with. Just reload everything back to the default. So anyway,
that works.
I forget. I mean, there are a few ways to pick who starts. But generally, this little die in the middle here, one player can just kind of shake it up and roll the thing, and it tells you who starts. If that person is in the game, in this case it would be Flash, but you are, at the moment, Ox. Let's say that you're Flash. Let's just say you're Flash, because you get to pick which color you want to be and whichever side of the tile you want to be on.
I'll be honest, I would love to make, like, a mega version of this where you have all 12 characters.
Yeah, that would be, but the thing is, Tabletop Simulator only allows 10.
So 2 of them would have to sit out.
Yeah, 2 of them sit out. But anyway, okay, so, if you look at your card here, and you need to zoom in to look at it because you've got to kind of pay attention to where your little discs are. Those are your current stats. And for the first part of the game, this little skull symbol means pretty much nothing. You cannot die in the game until the haunt actually starts. But you begin the game with your rings on those green numbers. So Flash here would start with 6 speed, 3 might, 3 sanity, and 3 knowledge. Overall, a weaker character, but you can bump up the other stats, and that 6 speed is kind of amazing, especially early on. So
it
then,
makes exploring the house a lot easier.
yes, having a high speed allows you to do a lot more exploring. So anyway, you would take your 6 speed, and you can move up to 6 spots until you want to stop. Everybody begins on this entrance hall little square, as the game already started you, and every square you move counts as 1 movement point. So you can look at it. You go from here to the middle, to the end, and the end of it counts as the grand staircase, which allows you to get to the upper landing, which is over here, which would allow you to get to the upper floor. This starts on the ground floor. The landings, when you get to go to them, are already in play. So let's say I'm going to go through a couple of scenarios as your first turn. You decide, okay, I'm going to move up once, and then I'm going to make a right turn into an unknown room. So you kind of move your tile over here just for ease. And we would say, okay, we shuffle these. Shuffle them real good because they're kind of in a stock order at the beginning, and we want new gains every time. And then you pick the first card from the stack that actually has a ground floor label, like this one does. So we pick it, we flip it, and then you can pick however you would want this rotated that makes sense. After all, you have to kind of come in from a door. But it doesn't really matter with this one because it has 4 things. Now, there's nothing in here to interact with. As you see, the picture on the card just says Creaky Hallway, which tells you what it is, and allows you to go any direction. Now, you could end your turn here, but there's nothing to have done, so you might as well continue. You move 2 points. So let's say, just for whatever reason, you decide to go this way. So once again, we need another ground floor token, another ground floor tile. We flip it over, and we hit the collapsed room. You must attempt a speed roll of 5+ to avoid falling. If you fail the roll, draw a basement tile and put it in play. You fall there and take 1 die of physical damage. Most characters would go, ah crap, I'm headed to the basement, but you, with your 6 speed, actually have a fair shot at surviving a 5+ speed roll. When it asks you to make a challenge to one of your traits, you go by however many points you're currently sitting at in that skill, and you roll that many dice and try to beat the number listed on the card. Your die, just in case you haven't seen them, are 1. You can roll a 1. Come on, work with me.
Oh, you can roll 1, 2, 3, or 0.
There is no 3, I don't think. I think that's just 1, 2, or 0s.
I thought there were 3 on those dice.
Nope. But yeah. You have 1s, you have 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 blanks, which are 0s. So your average roll should end up being 1. So basically you would take all 6 dice that you have there, you would roll them, and you would try to beat a 5. And oh look, you're perfectly safe. Now, for all intents and purposes, this should end your turn, because an event happened. Anyone else who goes through this room is going to have to deal with that. But I think in the case of a room text, not drawing an omen, or an event, or an item, it doesn't actually end your turn, and you still have movement left. So, you have 6 movement, so you can choose to pick another direction. And no, you cannot choose to just go to the basement from here. So you'd want to go there. So then we would just get off of that. So then we need another ground floor. We found it. We flip it. And now you get to pick, do you want the room oriented Like this, or like this. Do you want it to curl back towards the house or not? So go ahead, pick it up and place it in the direction you would actually like it to point. Put your token there because what you have encumbered is an Omen card, as shown by the little crow sitting there. So obviously you would take one Omen. We want to shuffle them up first, yeah. Pull one off the stack and flip it. And then whoever is generally, even, I mean, you're not on voice, so you don't get to do the dramatic reading, so someone else could do it for you, but you would basically read the top text, and they were always telling you to think outside of it. Now you're worried you'll end up inside it. So then you, when you draw this card, draw an item card and put it on this card. So in other words, this is one that kind of keeps, this is one you kind of stick around. You put it over here in front of your character. Then you flip over this item card so we know what it is. And you have the pickpocket's gloves. But this also tells you if someone would steal that item, you can instead discard the box. On your turn, they may remove that item from the... You may remove that item from the box and take any other item you have and put it in the box. If it is empty, you may put an item in the box. And the box cannot be stolen directly. So, yeah. So it's lucky you drew the pickpocket's gloves to kind of say, hey, here's how people can steal from you. So basically you also have a box, and inside the box you have a set of pickpocket's gloves. So they're kind of immune from being stolen once. So basically, if someone else has an item you really, really want, you can discard the pickpocket's gloves to take that item from them. So in other words, now that you've done something, the only other bit on the card we have to pay attention to now is it says make a haunt roll.
And these are fun.
Yeah, these are fun. Omen counter. Okay, Omen counter. There we go. Now that we have an Omen in play, and for every Omen in play, we increase this counter right here. You get to roll whoever draws the Omen, and it says make a haunt roll. You roll all 8 dice and have to beat or equal the Omens in play. So if you were to roll all 8 dice and get zeros, the haunt starts. Which you're not going to do.
This has happened.
Which doesn't happen very often.
I've seen it happen.
I know it. I've seen someone get a 1 on the first haunt roll, and everybody went, "Oh God, no!" But just for yucks, let's say that okay, you did roll a 0. Let's just say that, because I want to show you what happens when you start a haunt. It won't apply at this moment, but we look at what got it, the box. And we go over here, and it happened in the dining room. So we would look over here on this card, right over here. We would then cross. We would look for box up at the top. And then dining room gives us haunt 99.
Oh God, they added haunts. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. So let's see. Which one was it? I believe that's Widow's Walk, maybe? So I'm pulling it out. You generally wouldn't pull this out. This is a star haunt. We don't want star haunts.
Okay, star haunts I'm not familiar with, so this is like new. This is probably like the expansion, which I haven't played yet.
Yeah, there is expansion here.
Yeah, I've only played the base game.
5... So haunt 99. So everybody would kind of read, one person I think would read this. The box opens on its own and begins to smolder. You lean in to investigate and see tiny dice, cards, and tiles representing the rooms in a creepy old house. Suddenly you're sucked into the box head first. Against their better judgment, one by one, every member of your group gazes into the box to see what happened to the person before them. Now, You all find yourselves standing in the entrance hall of an old mansion. Before you lies a foyer and grand staircase. You are stricken with the dire realization that if you don't investigate this tiny house, you will never be able to stop playing this game.
This game got meta!
Yeah, the game went meta. So basically, we pick up...
That just amuses me to no end.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, in order to win the haunt, we have to win Betrayal on the House on the Hill.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So yeah, then the haunt would start and we'd do a thing. But since it didn't happen, let's see if I can find the other one.
Yes, folks, I find that endlessly amusing.
Yes. Yeah, you never read this, and man, I have to remember which book is read by who.
The Trader's book is usually the Trader's Tome.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's over here, which is where this comes into play, but it didn't say who the, it didn't
The general...
directly say that?
There's one that's for, like, all the players, and I don't know what this... And obviously the instruction book is for all the players. Secrets of Survivals, I don't remember that came with... And because my version of the game actually kind of fell apart, so I had to throw it out, so I have to re-buy it, so I'll have to buy the expansion. But at least I'm somewhat familiar with this game. It's just the new haunts I have no idea, and I have no idea what a star haunt is. But yeah, this is why we usually have like a DM of some kind helping out, because oh my god, it gets
like I said, I've played this one a little bit, but I don't know it that well.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to, like I said, I'm not really sure how to, I haven't looked at it enough, but this box right here, what you're supposed to be able to do with it... Yeah, and see, I can't see I didn't see the books in there, so it was all shielded to me.
So they have two Trader's Tomes, so that... Oh yeah, so the Secrets of Survival are for the main players. Basically, everyone, including the Trader, can see those. The Trader's
Tome... Yeah, but the thing is, how do you know who the Trader is? The Trader is not always the person that tripped the haunt into play.
It'll tell you actually under there, like if you look at the number, say Trader is blah blah blah. Like,
oh, that's right. That's right, it does, doesn't it? So in this case, no trade. And number 99 would be no Trader. Okay, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, there's no Trader. Obviously, there's no Trader in this one because it's literally, we all gotta play this game.
We all gotta play the game again to play the game again.
We broke the game.
It's like we broke the game and made it play it, and we played it again. But yeah, there's supposed to be a way that you can go in and say, okay, only the Trader can look at the contents of that box.
And now I have to be very careful because Pete has decided he's going to sit in front of me. My keyboard has to be up on the desk because my chair is higher than it used to be. Hi. I now have a cat on my chest blocking the screen. Hi, Pete. This is not how you play board games, Pete.
It is to a cat.
No. If we were playing this in real life at my house, Pete would probably try to play with the dice.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
Or just flop on the table and demand attention.
Yeah, well, you know.
The haunt is actually, there is a giant cat haunt, so it'd be kind of appropriate.
Yeah, there is a giant cat haunt.
So, there you go, Pete. You can play the game. You can be the giant cat piece.
Yeah, but if you read this, it says the secrets are survival. One of them is Widow's Walk, and the other is just the basic. So the Widow's Walk should be the expansion. Should be.
Yeah. I'd heard there was an expansion, but I'd never played it, so I just know the basic, if anything.
Yeah. So
Which
I
is
bet
why
if we looked over here, we wouldn't see a Haunt 99 that it actually cared about.
there's actually like an older version of this game, and some of the haunts were really broken.
Yeah, here we go. If you look at number 99, this haunt has no traitor, just heroes. You're all trying to find the box. You lose when all the explorers have been killed or the timer runs out. So yeah.
So they added some more non-traitor haunts. That's good.
Yeah.
I actually prefer them because that way you keep the cooperative nature of the game. I now have a cat purring in my ear because apparently my shoulder is comfortable. I guess you don't mind.
But if you look at the chart and you get, oh, let's see, star, what does that mean? Refer to the chart after Haunt 100. If in Secrets for Survival, if all of your explorers have played haunts 57, 75, 86, and 93, there's no traitor in this scenario. Proceed to the next page in Secrets of Survival. If they have not, ignore the haunt roll. So yeah, that's once you hit the stars, that's kind of like, hey, are your players experienced? No? Get out.
So these are special haunts for experienced players only.
Yep.
How do you keep track of that then?
You ask.
That is really weird and kind of a silly mechanic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how else are you going to gate them off?
I guess for the sake of this game, I'll just like reset to I haven't played any of the haunts because I don't remember which ones I've played and which ones I haven't.
But anyway, if you look at number 100 here, there's that. So anyway, oh, look over here. I mean, if you were playing this game in real life, as each explorer plays the haunts below, mark the space for that explorer and that haunt in the table below. When you would reveal the haunt marked by the star, all explorers in your group have played all 4 haunts noted below. Turn the page and proceed to the next haunt. So if you actually had a copy of the game, you would mark down, you know. And then you would play the Seasons of the Witch haunt.
Wait a minute. Seasons of the Witch. We're playing Halloween 3?
Apparently.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
But let's see, at times like this you wonder why you've always drawn to houses on the hill. It seems like every time you round a bend in a dark and inclement night, a mansion is illuminated in the crackle of lightning, and every time you venture in a burnt chamber in the latest of your abandoned domiciles, one of you comes across a calendar. October, your friend wonders. What comes after October? November, one of you replies. And what comes after November? December, one of you says. But we should really... What comes after December? Each of you looks at the other. January, you stammer in unison. No, your friend says, flipping past the last page and polymorphing into the form of a grizzled witch. There are no more months!
Time does not exist for the witch.
Yeah.
This is not spoopy. This is silly.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Right now, you set up the track with a plastic clip at 0, or in our case, we have a counter for a damage track over here. It's next to the Omen counter. You'll use this to keep track of months you are trapped in the house. January is about to begin. If any of your traits are below their starting values, raise them back up to that. Note your hero's birthday in the calendar to the right. This can be found on your character card. So we have birthdays here. Take turns placing a room tile until all the rooms are in the house. Everybody just kind of picks one and places it until all the rooms are there. When doing so, choose an appropriate open doorway and appropriate floor, then flip the tile and place it. If you ever cannot place a room, you may rotate room tiles as needed, as long as you don't cut off one part of the house from another. Put the large circular witch token in the Widow's Walk. Place a plant token representing food in the dining room, gardens, blah blah blah. Place fountain token in the lake. Put the smoke token representing coal in the furnace room. Set aside the large circular cat token. The small monster tokens, etc. The Haunt Revealer reads January sections of the Trader's Tome and takes the first turn. Do not read ahead. Let's see. You read the first section here. Nope, not that one. Yeah, you only read one section. The Seasons of the Witch here. Player 1, the window panes shake with the woman's harsh voice. You have interfered with my plans too often, she swears. For 1 full year I hold you in this house. I will rain upon you with all my mighty power, and you will know the name of Magdalena Gunchester. You feel a storm brewing. You may board up the windows and outside rooms that aren't false features. You may put an obstacle token in any room you are in this turn. A full list of rooms with those features is in the expansion's rule sheet. Vivian Lopez, you ride a ghost horse throughout the house. You gain 3 movement speed this turn. And then it goes on like that for a while.
What does Madame Zostra get?
Let's see. December. The stars are on your side tonight. After putting out the bats, remove 6 bats of your choice.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But of course, that's the last month in the game. After month 12, you're done. You have reached the end of days, Magdalena declares. Hypnotized, you move to the Widow's Walk and your doom. Put all your figures in the Widow's Walk, starting with the Haunt Revealer. Each hero must take a turn attacking her using any trait. If you defeat her, put the appropriate trait roll token by the witch. You can't choose a trait matching a trait roll already taken by the witch until all 4 types are placed. Keep taking turns attacking until you are all dead, or you put out a number of trait roll tokens equal to the number of heroes who started the haunt. If you do that, you win. So yeah, month 12, like she said, there are no more months. Basically, you all have to gather, you all have to sit there, fight her in single combat until as many people defeat her as started the haunt. So yeah, that's the advanced haunt.
That's the final battle with the house.
Basically, yeah.
So the truth of this house is, a crazy old witch made it.
Apparently.
And then apparently, like, all the haunts in the universe came in. She was having one hell of a year-long house party.
Yeah, she was. That is indeed a hell of a house party.
Oh, come on, she had interdimensional beings, ghosts, the Grim Reaper,
Couple poltergeists.
Ancient kings, zombies, cannibals, freaking dragons, madmen, Cthulhu, Dracula. Dracula made it, honey.
Yeah.
A giant bird.
Okay, so now that we have done this, we've kind of looked at the 3 games I know here. And I've spent a good long while actually talking about them.
And I was trying to fix this stupid thing. But I did it the hard way.
Yeah, the hard way. So for the 3 of us actually in here, if anybody actually wants to join us,
come on in.
Yeah,
We
come
won't
on
bite
in.
much.
I did not make the name, the username and the password to the server that hard to figure out, especially if you're over in my Discord. I mean, I put it right there.
When you think about it, if you've watched enough of Sarat's videos.
Yeah, maybe.
If you haven't, I recommend watching Phantasmagoria, the first one. Second one is more for torture.
Not my torture, though.
Nah, you were being tortured too. I
Not
could hear
really.
it in your voice. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell once we were like in this a story, because I play a lot of board games and I've broken one in real life. Like legitimately broken one.
It's not that hard. They're made of cardboard.
No, not broken as in physically. Hi, Keo.
Hello.
Hello.
Not broken as in broken. Broken as in made it glitch like a computer game.
Pull the mark.
The type of game it was we each had 3 characters we had to control, and there was a monster chasing us, and the monster could go through passages in the wall that had like certain spots. But if you hid behind something and the monster couldn't see you, it would just kind of go on like a set path of whatever it was going on. If it saw you, it would turn towards you and go after you for either a set number of steps or until it killed you.
Okay.
It had cards that said, until it kills a certain number of people. There were 2 of those in the game. One for 1 person and one for 2 people. I was the last man in the game that was trapped in the house, so I already lost the game. The monster got until it kills 2 people, which means I was the only person left on the board. Only one of my characters was on the board, and I'm hiding behind a pillar. So the monster has to keep moving until it hits me. So it goes through one passage, then another, goes through the first one again, goes through the second one again, and another, and another, and another, and another. Never sees me, never deviates. I lock the monster into a loop.
Well, that's one way to have an easy time of it.
The problem is I couldn't move until the monster stopped moving.
Ah.
So the monster had to keep going, and everyone busted out laughing because I literally broke the game.
Well, I say we call that a draw.
Oh no, they declared me the winner after that.
From the commander of doors. I'm still going to teach you about that one.
Oh. D&D, I willed a door open. I stared a door open somehow.
Is that anything like about our will making a glass pot shatter?
No. We were in like an ice dragon's palace. I was a ranger. Our thief was busy defacing things, and we were trying to open the door. The thief tried to pick the lock. It didn't work. I just, willpowered the door open somehow. I looked at the DM and like, how did I do that? I should not be able to do that. It's like, well, the roll said you did it.
And she did it twice.
No, I don't think I did it twice. The second time was an epic arrow shot. As the thief was trying to do epic matrix things, I just casually shot an arrow on a nat 20, a double arrow, right into the dragon.
Dragon.
He was an evil crime lord dragon.
Poor dragon. What did he ever do to you?
Tried to eat us.
See?
That's.
Someone gets my point. Come on.
You think
Well,
that is bad? Dragons gotta eat.
Here's the thing. It was an anthro universe, so we were all anthropomorphic animals, including the dragon.
Dragon.
So that's more akin to cannibalism at that point. So, yes, it is.
Dragons
Plus,
gotta eat.
Plus, he was a crime lord, and we were assigned to stop him.
Okay. So now that we've gone through those games.
And Anonymous made a mess.
Yep. Anonymous made a mess.
Oh my god.
Look what he did! Anonymous, you broke the universe!
That's not welcome in this environment.
Oh god, Ishimara would scream.
he would. I kind
Oh,
of
no, I love telling like tabletop stories though, because some of the stuff we've done in tabletop games and stuff is just ridiculous.
I listen.
Yeah. There was no salvaging that table.
I blame Anonymous.
A blame has been placed. Mage, also, I might be drinking soda again, Mage.
Oh God, Dragana's drinking soda is not good. She goes crazy. It's starting. I love what you're holding is a burial mound.
So, now that we've seen that, would we actually like to attempt with 4 people here, potentially?
Well,
Mage
unfortunately,
gives it to me for
Dragonicis
my
won't be
birthday.
able. Yeah,
That's
when
right.
I said I gifted it for her birthday, I literally did that because I'm a dope.
What a beautiful person, Mage.
At least you'll be getting it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
When's her birthday?
May.
17th
Yeah,
of May.
that's a ways off. I don't
No.
think we can sit around and wait that long.
No. Well, we could. That'd be the longest stream ever, though.
No, I have to go do things like, sleep and work.
I know. I was making a joke. I'm sad. I don't actually have any funny Shadowhunter stories. I played it. Now that I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, a friend of mine did something interesting. He made like a special version of Uno, with
Yeah.
spell cards.
Especially,
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I can't actually see your cards. You have all
Yeah.
question marks.
Yep, that's what's supposed to happen. You can't see the cards in the other person's hand. Now, I'm just going to flip one card in my hand. You can, if you hover over your cards, you can flip them and then stick them out and no one can see them.
Okay. Like that.
Yeah, that type of thing. If you ever needed to... But then when you put it back into your hand, you can flip it back over and it should still be question marks. So I take it we all know how to play Uno.
Oh no.
Pause
Yeah.
1 second. I'm gonna get a drink because I just realized I kind of need one
Okay.
after eating a ham sandwich.
You know. So anyway, we will just wait for player 3 to get back.
Oh my God.
I don't want to know. Yes, you can reach into my hand. Do not do that. Stop being rude. That's
Anonymous.
rude.
Don't mind the noise. My cat's knocked something over. I just picked it up.
Oh God.
I was wondering
Which
if you
one?
crashed
Was
through
it
a
me?
wall or something there.
No. I had a recycling bag next to me, and I was putting
Ah.
recycling in earlier, and the cats decided, oh, let's knock this over. Crash!
Mm-hmm.
It was Booter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stripes.
Of course.
Butterball.
So anyway.
Sleep. You'll know
So
Butterball's
let's see.
here.
Since I dealt everything out, so do you want to go? Let's go clockwise, and we'll have Amonimus play first here.
So I guess we flip an Uno card over so we know what we're starting with.
Yep, that's generally how it should work. Boy, that's helpful. Okay, yellow one.
I was gonna say, do we skip him now, or do we just play red?
I mean, there is a rule where you actually apply the first card to the next one, no matter what it is. I generally don't play that way.
Yeah, it's
We
kind
get
of
mean enough to each other as it goes.
So you're up, Anonymous. Do you have anything to match yellow or one? Or both, if you're lucky.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't... No, wild.
So
Futty's new color.
They have a game chat, so Anonymous can use that to tell us.
Yeah.
So what is the new color?
Yeah, when you play a wild, you must pick the color to follow. Blue!
Babadi babada. Hi again, Pete! So blue.
A 0.
Yes. There.
Okay.
I'm seeing a pattern.
So am I. And also, since you're not actually you're not actually talking to us, before you play your next to last card, instead of just saying Uno or trying to type it out, use the tab key to mark that. Just kind of,
I'm not
just let us know that you're, anyway. When you hold a card over it and see it kind of glow the stack below it, drop it and it just kind of lands in line.
I like how this game is going so far.
Yeah. You know what? Green.
Ah!
Color?
Also,
You forgot to say Uno.
so you gotta draw some cards too.
I think you have to draw 2 cards if you don't say it or mark Uno.
Before we bust you.
Yeah.
So you gotta draw the 2 cards first.
Just right click and draw.
Oh! Almost had it. Almost had it.
Yeah, right click the pile and hit draw and it sends one into your hand.
Well, that actually will be easier. And let me actually flip.
You should I think you draw 2 for being busted without calling Uno.
So the new color is back to blue.
So saith the person that played.
Okay. So if we don't have the color, how...
If you don't have the color, then you have to draw.
Well, yeah, I mean, how many do we draw? Do we draw until we get the color, or just draw?
You draw once, and if you can't, you have to hand off control.
Okay, I won't do that. I just wanted to make... I wanted to, no. I changed it to yellow.
You change it to yellow, huh?
Yep.
First of all, Uno, and back to green.
Oh, you sneaky little... Oh, come on!
And you pick blue again, huh?
Yeah. You know, I can get back at Surratt so he doesn't win. Yellow.
Oh, guess what? You know that rule about +4 cards? I win and invoke it.
I didn't know that rule about +4 cards.
Oh yeah, you can stack those.
I thought that was just a rule a friend of mine made up.
No, that's actually in the rules. At least in the rules that I had long ago.
I should have done that. I didn't know. Because when I had the 2 cards and Anonymous kind of messed me up, I had the regular wild and the draw 4.
Ah. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, if you have a +4 or +2 card in hand, if you have any card that makes you draw, and the person before you plays that on you, you can play it and force the person in front of you to draw all the cards. So in this turn, she played the +4 on me, and then I added a +4. That means Anonymous would have to draw 8.
But Surratt won, so that kind of...
Well, actually, he has to draw them, then we have to tally up the points, if we're keeping points.
Oh!
Remember?
Are we?
No, but, you know.
That'd still be more than me, because I have, like, just 8. All yellow except 1, and it's green.
Yeah.
So I guess I put them back.
So anyway, yeah, let's...
Just give them back, and we can reshuffle, and...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so the bottom card was a draw, too.
Yep.
Hi, Pete.
So we have that rule in place now.
And my cat is sitting on... Like, I'm trying to keep him off the keyboard so he doesn't do something to, like, scramble me.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a Pete. He's being cute and purry.
Okay, shuffled, so... Deal. Come on.
Okay. I can work with this hand, too.
Okay, so I won the last hand, so once again I get to go last. And... we will go until we actually... There we go. D6 of red. Four, huh?
Yeah. I had a couple of moves I could make. I was just debating which one.
Just remember, an easier draw is right-clicking the stack and clicking draw.
And I think it's, you draw 1 and then you revoke control, he said?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. If you draw 1 and still can't play, you just skip your turn.
Which you already had done.
Yeah. So go ahead, put your extra card back here and we can shuffle the pile.
Yeah.
Over to yellow. God damn it. Okay.
I didn't change it to yellow.
I know you didn't change it to yellow. You still hit me with the card.
Don't blame me. I'm a good girl. I'm just doing what the cards tell me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you would feature for
Keep
crazy.
thinking that. I think we need to go back to red.
It actually hurts Anonymous because I don't think he had any red cards at all. Your turn, Surratt.
Really now.
Oh. I changed it to green.
To green, huh?
Yes.
Well, it's your turn again.
Okay. Why would I change it to a color I don't have?
And it's your turn again.
Either way. Get on there properly, you silly card.
It is blue. So if you have a +4, you can slap that on there and make Lady Mage draw 8. And you do. And you get to pick the color. Red. Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On both of you. And red?
He said red.
Okay, just making sure.
Quit playing ping pong.
No, this is funny.
God damn it.
So I'm just sitting there with his 2 cards like, I was hoping you didn't have that color.
I don't have that color, but...
Okay, he's indicating, so...
Yep, you got it. Okay. Dang it. Nope, can't play. Off to blue.
You're welcome.
Nothing? Guess what? Draw again. Lady Mage just skipped and it goes back to Anonymous with that.
Except
Oh,
he
now
has
it's
a
Lady
freaking
Mage.
skip.
And... 2. We all hate green.
Well, except me.
Yeah, it's your turn. I can't play. Back to blue. 3. That doesn't help me any. Neither does that. Next.
Gee, I think Surratt doesn't like the card he got.
And
Oh,
a red
I
8. And a
I should have
Anonymous
played
wins.
the 3. I should have played my blue 3 instead of my blue 8.
Yeah.
Oh well.
No, the card I got at the end there, because it was on the roll, was that. Had a red. I drew a red reverse. I'm like, that doesn't help me in the least.
I had way too much fun doing that ping pong thing. Just your turn. No, your turn. Your turn. Come on. When you have that many reverses, you do that.
I know. That doesn't mean I like it any more when it happens to me than anyone else.
Yeah, but this is kind of fun. But yeah, like I said, a friend of mine made like an Uno game where you had all the Unos, as well as double zeros, and special like side cards that were spell cards. Ooh, I like this hand.
And Lady Mage, it would be your turn first.
Okay, so
What do you have to deal with? A blue 4.
Nah, I don't like that.
You don't like that? And my turn! I wasn't skipped.
I didn't do like that. No, yeah.
3.
No.
Oh, good. My turn again, huh?
Okay. I don't like that color.
I did like that color. Pick 2.
Yeah.
Unless you have a 2 that you can dump on Anonymous.
No, I don't actually.
Hmm.
Oh!
Nope,
Oh,
that
okay.
is, that's deal. Let's put the cards
Sorry.
up here.
You shuffle it. I was trying to do something else. I was trying to draw, is what happened. I pushed the wrong button. I pushed the wrong button! Okay, so I did my draw 2. Nothing I can't handle, though. Keep it green for a while. It's easy
Okay.
being green. Apparently it's smart being green.
It's not easy being green. So it's blue.
Fine. You're blue.
Unfortunately, that kind of limits my options. Yeah.
Doesn't really limit mine, so...
Again. Here we go. Boof.
Pray I don't hit deal again. Green.
Back to green. Back
Really?
to yellow.
Yellow. He wants it yellow.
Goody. Uno.
I don't like yellow. I want it green, Anonymous.
Yellow's not a creative color.
You had to bring that into it, didn't you?
She's been drinking soda. She's gone crazy.
I'm only going to prompt you to start drinking Mountain Dew.
For a sun kiss, thank you very much.
Don't give her ideas!
And, okay, that's my turn. If you're going to drink soda, drink the one that gives you the most energy. So you can hit more walls to bounce off of.
She doesn't need the
Mine
help.
has, an interesting taste.
No play? No play. Okay. And again, Uno.
Taking a quick drink, because I can play.
And I'm out.
Ah! I had another draw 4 ready for the Uno. Here. Sarat has to draw 200. We've had somebody almost draw the entire Uno deck because we kept stacking the draw 4s.
Okay, so... And since I won last hand, Anonymous gets to go first.
You haven't gone first once, I think, Sarat.
Well, that would mean you would win. See how that happens? See how that works? Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue 4.
At least we didn't get a skip like last time.
Yeah, well, remember we're ignoring those at the start.
Yeah, it's just annoying. So which way are we going?
Clockwise.
So I'm
You
next?
always start clockwise, yeah. The player who wins gets to go last, basically. For the next hand.
So I'm never going last.
You could win.
I rarely win at Uno. It just luck never, like, sits with... My luck never stays with me.
Back at you. Really? And again. Aww. Nope, can't play. So now we're going counterclockwise because of that ping pong battle.
Ooh. Blue. gonna fly off into the abyss. That is weird. Oh, the joys of living next to a...
Okay, your turn again, Anonymous. Little growl there for that. Oh, god damn it.
Bit you hard. That's right, you gotta draw.
Yes, I do. And the color's red. Dang it.
On you too, Anonymous.
And I still can't play.
Ooh,
Curse
I can.
you?
Wow, that worked. Curse you. Draw 2. See? Curses work. My turn again?
Yeah.
Well, that's... Oh my god! What the hell? Blue!
I hate you all. Just letting you know that.
Blame Anonymous!
It's blue, huh?
Really? Come on. Color and pick!
You went through all that to get blue, and then suddenly, no.
I still can't play. At least I've only got 3 cards, unlike you two.
Give us a minute. See? There you go.
Watch it, mate. Your power.
This is why you don't win at Uno. You invoke your power.
You want it? Ooh. I keep turning the table on myself.
See, I already have 1.5 million cards here.
I can't hit an Anonymous. It skips him.
Yep.
Actually, I'll hang on to that. Guess what color I kept drawing?
Not that one? Okay. So we're just kind of skipping turns all over the place here.
One, two, skip a few 9900.
Eh.
Hey, we could
hang
be
on.
playing Skip Bow.
No. Was just trying to match it. 'Cause it's hard to tell that line sometimes.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
So just need to be sure, and I don't really care if you know I have that card. Ooh, I have a red 9. How full.
Woo.
Your turn, Anonymous. Hey, there's a green 9.
That helps me. But also shows Anonymous was not paying attention to the card.
Yeah. Yellow.
We're gonna do something about him. He's about to get Uno.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, Lady Mage, your turn again.
Still gotta be... Why am I the one to... Oh, finally a yellow!
Okay.
He's like paranoid about that now. He's dying.
That's what getting busted does to you.
At least it's giving me yellow, so I'm not keeping the cards I draw.
Yeah, well, you know.
Why do I get the feeling he was hoping for a color change?
I kind of had that feeling too. No, you don't need the whole deck.
God damn it!
I mean, if you want to take the whole deck, might make winning a little difficult, though.
It has happened in games we've played. Somebody basically had the whole goddamn deck. Because they used like 2 decks of Uno cards, so it got really funny.
Yeah.
And you're, yeah. Come on! Also, you didn't say Uno. I am a cruel busting of people.
I do say Uno, however.
A pox of...
God
Watch,
damn it,
he
I was
has
hoping
another...
that would go further. I can't play, so.
However, I can't say Uno. However, I can't say I have another blue card. I thought you had like 2 blue cards. I think it's your turn, Sarat. Or
No.
is it?
I think it's yours. Because I think, aren't we going clockwise again?
The reverse he confused us!
No, wait, he reversed to me. That's right, so it is my turn.
Yeah.
Can't play on that. Can't now, but... it doesn't help anyone. Yeah, you pick one. Yeah, when the 2-4 doesn't help, you do pick one, yes.
Although usually a wild you can put on at any time.
Yeah. Well, no, if you get hit with the 2-4 and it doesn't give you anything, yeah, you still draw a new one.
Yeah.
And Uno again. So what was that you were saying about us having massive hands? He's helping in that regard, I see.
No, that hits you. Well, for a while you did. You both did.
Oh, yeah. And Uno.
Ah, crap.
Sadly, I'm not helping my case a whole lot, but Uno.
Nothing.
Mm.
To be fair, it sounds like you have no other blue cards in your hand, so...
Yeah, well, you know.
I think none of us have blue cards. I can already, tell that just from how the game is going. Because why would you sit on a wild in this situation?
Yeah.
Really? It's a different color, just not what I needed.
Yep. Next.
We're gonna have a whole deck in our hands at this rate.
Hey, a 9.
Okay, kitty. Yep.
Okay. Maybe? Okay. Uno.
Now you gotta Uno, and it decides to want to go back and see. Uno.
Oh. Uno. Come on. Get on there.
Not the color I need, or the number I need.
Nope, not helping.
It seems this is Anonymous's color.
It would seem so, yeah.
Really? Every color but what I need.
Yeah, well. Uno is a cruel mistress, and that didn't help me. Anonymous is apparently no longer a green supporter here.
No longer is it the creative color. Oh god, we're almost done with the deck! Finally!
That didn't help me.
I had nothing to even change it to a different color.
That
I'll
didn't help.
I will take what I can get. Weren't we already here?
Something like that, yeah.
Thanks, Pete. Don't need to drool on me. The never-ending
You know
game
what?
of Una.
Yellow.
Gee, thanks.
So you give it right back to him?
Because I want this to end. And I was hoping he didn't have any more yellows.
Good. Aw.
You didn't call Uno. You have to do it every time. That's the problem. So a 9.
You would change it to blue.
Because I can. Hey, it's not helping him.
Guess what? Uno again.
Please don't. 83 cards here. 17 here.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, look. I'm out.
That's not what I wanted to do. This was my hand.
Threes. You had 3 threes.
Yes, I did.
If you click and hold for a minute before you move, you pick up the whole
Yeah, I
stack.
forgot how to do that. I see what colors I'm gonna need and exactly what I'm going to do to this time. Oh god! Just put all your cards down and draw 4 more!
There we go. There's our starting card. Oh yeah, that's great. Starting a new game by immediately making someone draw 4.
Everyone draws 4 more. Challenge mode.
Challenge mode. Double the hand.
I need 14 cards.
Okay, Anonymous, you're up.
Yeah, I was gonna ask who, who's. Let's be funny about this.
I can't be that funny. Obviously.
Too early to troll.
Ooh.
Or maybe not. Gee, thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh.
You're not welcome anymore.
That's what I got!
Let's do this. And
Game is not being nice to me.
no, it's not. Uno. And the color is blue, huh?
I'm gonna have to draw one more because I don't have. What about you, Surat?
I'm out.
Good one, Anonymous. You gave him the game.
We had 77 cards left in the deck this time.
I had 2 reverses and I was gonna try to start a ping pong war again. And again, that skip is what I drew. I was gonna leave it in my hand. Yeah, that game was mean to me.
All these games have been mean to you.
Yeah, sympathy. Hang on. I am a terrible artist, but... Oh god. Yeah, that's me. How do you turn vector paint off?
I could be really mean here and just go, what, an unhappy sub with a horn?
That too. I can't draw, okay? Plus the table's at a weird angle. So whose turn is it? Mine?
It would be Anonymous first.
Okay. I legitimately have no choice. Blue.
Blue, huh?
If you saw my hand, you would see why I said I legitimately have no choice.
If you saw my hand... you'd probably feel some amount of pity for me at the moment. But then quickly realize that I've won most of these games and feel none.
I didn't even get to the pity part. My go?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Harsh.
nope. To be fair, that was my last blue card.
Let's keep this train a-going!
No. And... green.
Fair enough.
Finally won one.
Just hold on to that for your last ton.
No, I had 3 wild cards in my opening hand.
Dang.
Remember when I said if you saw my hand, you'd see why I had no choice when I changed to blue? I had no blue. I literally had like 3 wild cards. Be happy I saved the draw for the last one, though. I drew no cards. That was our fastest game, just because...
Yeah, that went real quick.
Finally, I won one! Out of how many?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping track. And I get a green 2 to start with.
Yeah, I don't get to
Since
go
I
first.
finally get to be first player here.
My fault the game hates me.
Are you not gonna... It's not working.
The game broke!
There we go.
I laugh at the stupidest things, and I'm in a pretty good mood today because I actually had a nice day out with my sisters. Well, sister and sister-in-law. So an 8. Now let's keep the 8 train going.
I wish I could, but sadly I know has.
Pardon me. Had to drink some of my soda.
Yellow.
That's not me. I don't have a choice. Red. Get on there properly.
Dang it. Oh.
Dang it, Rompa.
Darngen Rainbur.
My turn?
Yep.
Uno. You're gonna hate me.
No, it is your turn. I mean,
Oh.
yeah. You won again.
I actually have a win streak now. Yay!
That's one way to jinx it.
I know, right? With my power.
At least the game's not trying to make me draw 4 right off the bat.
We're doing this again? Why is it doing that?
I don't know.
My power! That has become a running joke.
Yes, it has. We've almost memed it for our little section of the streaming community here.
That's because every time I make a joke about something, it actually happens, and I'm just, why?
Because it can. And because the universe hates you. Much like Anonymous does with his card there.
And he wants it to be red, so I'll draw first. 2, 3, 4. Well, at least I won't have to draw an extra one. I won twice, I'm happy.
Thanks.
Well, we can't have you winning too soon.
Oh. So it's up to 4.
And I don't have anything to weaponize.
Poor you.
Go. No, I get to have the giant hand after winning twice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have some fun. Oh, you're gonna continue the chain.
Well, if he did, the game would be over.
Yeah, true.
Oh, look at what I got. Green.
And I get to draw 4.
Mm-hmm.
No, when I get this many cards... No,
Unless you had a draw 4 that you could stack onto that.
Obviously, I don't. No, at this point, if I'm, like, drawing so many cards, I just goof around. I don't even care anymore.
Uno. Well, you'd be sure to get you'd be sure to get what you needed.
I'll take all of it.
You'd be sure to get something you could play. That's it. Game.
The good news is, I could play anything.
Yes. Yeah, you had something for every occasion there. So I'll ask you a question. Do we want to keep doing this, or do we want to try to move on to something else?
Your call. I'm fine either way. I was laughing, so I'm having fun. I'm
Because
just
we have
happy
played a
'cause
few games of Uno here.
Yeah. So what? How is that? Is that like a glass table or something?
It's like a table with a glass insert in the middle.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was trying to figure that out because otherwise those cards should be like falling through the center hole or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the abyss.
If anyone thinks of any other games they would want to play...
I would say Russian roulette, but I don't think that's allowed on this game.
No, it'd be kind of difficult
No.
to actually play.
Yeah, Sarat does not have to go.
No, I don't. No, let's keep our original turn order there.
No, like me and Dragonis invented a creature known as clingers. They curse like this.
Okay, I still can't play, so. God damn it!
Your turn. And Anonymous rightfully gets the. I was just defending myself.
Uh-huh. Sure you were.
You wound me, Sarat. I'm seeing a pattern emerge.
Are you now?
Never mind, it broke. Oh no. Uno? Red. Ah!
Oh, you did pick red.
I know. I didn't realize. I wouldn't know. At least you have a card for every occasion now.
You say that, but you haven't seen my hand.
If you have no green, I will just. You figured you. Really? What? Why are you picking on me?
I have no problems with this.
It's not my fault Anonymous ended up indirectly when I just defended myself. Oh.
Thanks.
Never say you have no problems with me being picked on.
Yellow. Back to red.
Yeah, he's the problem, not me.
Uh-huh. You keep telling yourself that. Back to yellow.
Anonymous, god damn it. Uno.
Of course you would call Uno.
I never forget. Well, I'm sure I forget occasionally, but I haven't forgotten yet.
That wasn't what I was referring to, but you know. It's like, of course you'd be able to play there.
My turn. Uno again. At least you can play! my god. Uno again! Blue! Right now I'm at the I don't have a choice but to play what can go on there thing.
And it looks like you're going to get through with that one.
Yes. Oh god, there's an irony there. If you were unable to play, which you would have been able to, Anonymous could have changed it to red.
Mm-hmm. But look at my hand.
Red was the one color you didn't have.
Yeah, red was the one color I did not have.
I've never won 3 games before. I feel good. No, legitimately, I rarely win at Uno. I don't know what it is, so the fact that I've won 3 times already is making me very happy. I can work with this hand. Oh yeah, I can work with this hand.
Frassin.
I'm playing for... Oh god damn it, the first card is a color I don't have.
Exactly. So it's Anonymous's turn. This is not starting out to be a good game for me. Next.
At least it's not Phantasmagoria 2.
At least I get to watch someone going through that for the first time.
Anonymous is using his cursor as an indicator.
Yep.
That's useful.
God damn it. Next.
I was having fun on green. Oh well.
Of course you were having fun on green. You were having fun because I couldn't.
Neither could Anonymous.
We all have red, though.
Yeah, looks like.
Well, we all did have red. Oh, god damn it.
Green. No, I am not drawing 4. Not when I have only 2 cards in my hand.
Yeah, this is the game of me being doomed and having literally nowhere to go here.
Green. Green. Keep it green. Uno. And
you're out.
yep. Wow. That actually played right into my hands. I thought I was going to have to draw another card. That was dumb luck. That was dumb luck on my part.
Just to show you what I was looking at.
All the cards!
Yes.
I'm gonna try something. Oh darn, I can't make the deck into like a full hand. I'm sad. Yeah, I was gonna nudge the table back because my cat kept nudging the keyboard, so it kept nudging the table in like weird directions for me. Okay, yeah, top down's probably better for a game like this.
Okay, and that's where I get to start, huh?
Yep. At least you had the color this time.
Yeah. Unlike last time, I spent pretty much the entire game without the color being played.
This actually works in my favor.
Eh. Green. Thanks.
This is why you don't pick green. Yellow.
Nope. No help there.
My turn?
Mm-hmm. Looks
Oh,
like
no.
it. And
No.
back to green.
Go. Oh, I was kind of hoping he'd have like a defense.
So you could draw 4?
You'd see. Actually, wait, yeah. Oh no.
Ah.
That's why. Because then it would go to you, I'd have Uno again, and it'd be yellow. I was supposed to draw a card too, like, I can't do it. Oh, wait! I forgot my
No
original...
help. And you're out.
Okay, what the hell just happened?
You're winning, that's what happened.
Why am I on a winning streak?
I don't know.
Yeah, the universe broke! You still there, Dragonis? Uh-oh. I think Dragonis' computer decided to be a butt again.
That or she went for more soda.
Hang on, I'll check. Did you get some?
So, before I play, just make
It
sure
broke.
people are ready here.
Okay, it sure thing I think broke because she was
Ah.
talking, but we couldn't hear her. So she's probably screaming, "Ya power!" I'll put it right to me. I can
Yep.
keep. Okay. My only blue card. Oh. That helps. Pete, do not. Pete!
Hi, cat.
Yeah, he makes an entrance. Thanks.
Oh. Uh-huh. She reversed it. Dang you. Yeah, let's see. Guess what you get for reversing it? Green. That's what you get.
I don't think I was gonna win this one. Anyway. I do have a green, though. I know I have shoulders. Oh, you forgot to call Uno, Sarat.
Oh, that's true, I did.
I'm a little too good at spotting that, aren't I?
Yeah.
Thanks, Pete. Pete, I do computer stuff. That means you have to get off my face.
You do computer stuff. That means I get to annoy you. That's what the cat heard.
He's right now on my shoulder, in my face, purring.
Next.
Very contented cat.
Sounds like it.
Present. No can do. Okay, so Monoma says Uno.
Uno.
Didn't matter.
Nope, did not matter. The only thing you could have done was played something that wasn't a 3.
Pete! Let me check on Pete. Oh, well, Pete sits on my shoulder again. Yeah, Kia's probably trying to fix her computer right now. Because her thing decided to go kablooey. She's probably annoyed she's missing the stream too, but I can text her. I have her. Thankfully, I have her.
Ah.
Remember.
Maybe she is actually seeing the stream, but Discord's just doing weird things.
It's usually her computer, actually.
Yeah.
Really, phone? You're gonna like buzz me 20 times as I'm trying to check something really quick? Hey, will you stop that? Stop messing with the table on me.
Well, whenever you get done, it is your turn first, I think. No, didn't Anonymous win?
Yeah, I think Anonymous won.
Yeah, so that means you go last. So yeah, we can stick it back in the... shuffle. So it'd be Lady Mage's turn first.
Okay.
You have to line it up perfectly on the first one for some strange reason. There. Now it should work like a normal stack.
It has been like after that, so yeah.
Yeah. I think he's saying it's your turn again.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was just making sure, like, something distracted me a little bit. And my turn.
Dang it.
Blue.
Dang it. Red. Oh. And back to you. Sadly, I can't keep that going. I would like to keep that going.
Oh no.
Aw. I wish I could take advantage of that, but I could not.
the feeling Sarat is now cursing under his breath.
No, not really.
I was gonna play something.
It seems like kind of everybody's in the same boat I am. Nobody really has anything they can play. I still don't.
Still don't.
At green 6 is not helping anyone. Nope.
It's what I drew.
I just ping-ponged it back to you.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't keep that going either.
Sorry. Once again, Uno.
And skip. You still there?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Uno.
Uno.
Ah.
I see, the last time we were here, this is where it all went horribly for me. But not this time. I'm out.
Keep in mind, I was a little distracted because one of the things I was doing is checking on Kyo. Oh, she's back online. Is she back in the room with us? No, she is not yet. So she's probably fighting with something else.
I see she's online in Discord, though.
Yeah. Technology, everyone. There are days where a sledgehammer is just so much better.
I heard a sound.
That was my phone, because I have her on mobile. It refuses to work and is messing with my computer. I had to leave XD.
So Discord not working out at all, huh?
It's not that it's not working out, it's just, for some reason where she is, everything decides to go kablooey. 99% of the time. And Pete is finally out of my way! Anonymous is... Who's drawing?
I'm not actually drawing. It may have been in my color, but that wasn't me doing it.
That was Anonymous.
Yeah. So see, I would say we could play some Cards Against Humanity, but there's only 3 of us.
I've never been a fan of Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I understand why people like it, but the raunchy humor, like, kind of drains on me after a while.
Your computer's being annoying. Fair enough.
Yeah! Withdraw like a little child. So it's like, what is going on? And I destroyed the table. Yeah! Hey!
Haha. Rewind.
I'll send you to that crazy ass village to make you play Ultimate Old Maid.
Play what?
The village in Higurashi and play Ultimate Old Maid.
Oh god.
What the hell?
I don't know. I do not know. I really don't. I don't know what was going on there.
Like, I can think, like, the creepy stuff I can figure out. The village is basically a cult. But first of all, why was, our character talking to the detective a bad thing? They could have just asked why were you, like...
Because apparently the detective had been kind of a constant thorn in the side type presence.
Well, gee, you're murdering people. I wonder why. I'm sorry. And why did they kill that poor photographer?
Because reasons.
Also, one of my Pokemon friends just crossed one of the Ultra Beasts with Taka. Because it was the one that's called Staka. And they crossed it with Taka, and it's actually something I do not want to meet with. It's something that's Staka, which I think is fairly large, and that is a giant pissed off homeowner that can crush you. This is what happens when you have Danganronpa fans who are artists as well.
Yep.
Actually, my icon in Discord was actually drawn by them too. That's actually like an alternate version of my Baker character. And Anonymous, why are you drawing all cards?
Because I was flicking them all into his hand, basically. He just beating me to the punch.
He's like, I draw everything! I win! That's the alternate with Gizpro, though. Have all the cards.
That'd be an optional... That'd be a variant on the rules, wouldn't it?
It would be a funny variant.
Gather all cards. Be
Yeah,
like
Mom.
war, only worse.
It's like if you try to get rid of all your cards, or you just have them.
One player has a secret rule of gathering all the cards.
Actually, like the friend of mine does have like these like Uno like special attacks. Basically, is what it is. Like a separate deck. You get like 2 when you start. They do things like, they'll do like random things. Like you can like counter like a reverse or something. Oh god. Wait, how do you play Uno if all the cards are drawn out?
You guess? I would think just one person plays down.
It's okay, pick a card from your hand and that's what we'll start with.
Oh good, they're dancing.
Anonymous, what are you doing? We're in an Uno commercial, aren't we?
Apparently.
Very weird Uno commercial. It was made in, like, Japan or something. Why are you doing all the cards?
Why not?
Oh, God.
There we go.
Really?
I win.
Monica just threw a ball off the table. Oops. Oh, wait, that's right. I'm not using grab. I was still drawing. No, I don't want them. I said I don't want them. Stop. I would have put the table now. Like, we're not even playing Uno anymore.
We're just kind of screwing around with the cards. Because it's almost time to end the stream anyway, so, you know.
Yeah, so we're just goofing around. Just
This 3 is almost perfectly in between two of the lines there.
Yeah, it is. And all that remains is the mark. This is a cool thing, though. Like, you can play games with friends, and they don't have to be in the same house.
Let there be light.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It looks like a portal to heaven now. No, it just...
That's hell.
No, that's actually not hell. What that is just, I don't know. Just like a really badly painted table.
Although try figuring out what you played.
Yeah, that's true. You can just play anything and just say
Random Uno.
Bray, you got it right.
Oh, hang on. Hang on.
Now they just look like they've been in the sun too long. Yeah, oddly, dark is easier to see the cars than light.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, that's interesting.
And that's actually dark light. Just the option I have for lighting here.
So, like, what? We're in a rave or something?
Maybe.
It's a black light? Neon Uno. Oh, God, that probably exists. Now, I'll play just about anything, but I won't play, like, really long games like Risk.
Pank!
Dear God!
It's Pank!
One, never say that again, Surat.
What?
I am not even repeating it. 2, did Junko design this one?
Maybe.
I'm feeling the despair. God.
It's supposed to be neon green, but it looks more yellow.
Spring green looks like to me. Jeez, like, why would you play with the neon things though? It makes the cards. It still makes the cards harder to see. You're better off just sticking with a normal lighting.
I don't know.
Just a really big fan of the color pink.
Yeah.
Or Junko is hosting the game and she wants everyone to feel despair, so she uses the really bright one.
Could be. It's a big old box.
The big old red box. And my cat's just sitting on my computer tower now, behaving himself. Yeah, my cats have two modes. Annoy me and sit around.
Mwahaha.
What did you do? Hey!
My hand! All over the freaking table.
For some reason, my phone is, like, for some reason, Facebook is busy today. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm just having a good day. I mean, I got a haircut today, so...
Yeah, I need a few tabletop games for 2 to 4 players, but I don't really know that many. That's the problem.
I can look up, like, which ones I know of that are, like, 2 or 4 players.
Yeah, you might have to.
Because, well, what it is when I go to conventions, I always go into the tabletop room. And I love playing board games there.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, doing D&D and stuff in there. Like, I have done things in those tabletops, like, one year I was, like, an alchemist, and it was like a Pathfinder game with, like, a Cthulhu twist. And the DM had these little goblin-like things surrounding the area. And my character, instead of being afraid of them or something, thought they were cute and tried to steal one. Turns out that was an effective way of driving them off because they did not want to be pet.
Yeah. If you go into the left side zone, the left side columns there, the one that looks like a little map marker on a piece of paper, you can go and select hands, and you probably can, Oh, I can do that. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. There's the orange hand. There's a green hand.
But yeah.
There's the blue.
And yeah, I'm telling D&D stories while we're doing this because I figured it's appropriate.
Well, that's how we do that. Okay. Basically, I can change hand positions for everyone.
That's why I'm over there and on the... But I should also point out that the characters were, like, kind of anthro, so I was, like, a cat girl. So imagine an adult cat girl basically trying to pounce these cute little creatures to hug them. Of course, right after that, we ended up in the basement versus Amigo, where the archaeologist character thankfully ended up saying it belongs in a museum.
Oh yeah, you need to say that.
The Amigo was trying to steal something, and we happened to be working for a museum that we were in. So he's like, it belongs in a museum! Mononymous made his hand green, and I'm still blue. I should change mine back. is no purple. Only blue.
Give me a second.
That's okay. Purple or blue are the colors I tend to just gravitate towards. Fuck.
Now you're over there. And now there's a purple.
Now we're getting dizzy. Yeah, Pete's just calm and... When Pete's zen, he's zen. When he's affectionate, he's pawing at my chest, desperate for love.
Mm-hmm. This is what happens if you make the hand size real small. Oh, wait. Hang on. Let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are watching Surratt alter this table for whatever reason, while the card flies around, and I'm not doing it. What is that noise?
My stomach, actually.
You need dinner, don't you?
Yeah, it's getting that time.
Usually it's the cats who need food, not you.
Yeah, I know. But there you go. You have the entire deck spread out in your hand now. Well, close to it.
Now you do. Pick a card. Any card? I'll take...
But yeah,
No.
what you were watching was me fooling around with hand sizes.
I am doing is I'm taking out all the wilds so I can have a hand of wilds. So I can win the game.
Until everybody else gets nothing but skips.
By then it'll be too late.
So it'll also make it almost the nearest impossible game of Uno to ever play, just because of where all the hands are.
Yeah, it's a little scrambled.
But anyway, everything goes to the void. Well, that is fun. That was actually fun.
This is actually a really useful little thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I like it so much. And I really wish you had not given it to Dragonis on her
So
birthday.
I was trying to do something cool. Like, it was meant to be a birthday gift, so I figured... Because I didn't know how long Higurashi was going to be. And I looked up, somebody was saying there are other chapters, and...
Oh yeah, there are 4 more chapters currently on Steam right now. I have them all.
And apparently, I tried to look up the plot because, I'm sorry, I'm not going through that insanity again. And I'm still confused. Spoilers are confusing.
Apparently, good luck with that is about the summary of trying to find the plot.
There is no plot.
Yeah, well, you know.
Which...
I do have one game that is meant for 4 players in this that I know most of how to play.
Which game?
This game. I know most of how to play it. I'm not amazing at it or anything.
What game is this?
This is called Dark Tower.
I win. I'm in the tower. I'm stealing the tower.
That's not the winning.
I like my version of winning.
But this game has its quirks.
I put it down! Why was the tower
Because someone else is playing with it too.
Ah! I don't think we can play this game. We have to destroy the tower. We're not allowed to play this tower.
Good job, we broke it. Okay.
I can't even look at it now without laughing.
I know. But essentially, to begin, we would have to pick each of the 4 different colors. And this really is a game for 4 people. So you'd have to change your color to be one of the colors on the grid, because that is how this starts.
Now that I'm done cackling my head off. So I'm guessing you have to get to the tower to...
You have to win... To win the game, you essentially have to defeat the Dark Lord who lives in the Dark Tower. And it isn't just a matter of walking up and getting into the tower.
Of course not.
No. There are keys that have to be assembled.
Oh, god damn it! I think the Dark Tower's drunk or something. Okay. Please. Please, I can't. God damn it.
Give it a second. There we go. It usually will write itself if you let it.
That wasn't writing itself.
It was. See how it kind of sits back down?
Okay. Then why was it going bonkers earlier?
Because I was doing things with it. I tried to roll it and see what happens. I mean, if you pick it up and...
Throw it around.
If you pick it up and hit the W and E keys, it rotates around. Which is what you want it to do. Because you're supposed to turn it around to face you for every turn.
Ah, okay, so...
But... if you do what I did...
It makes me laugh. Horribly.
Come on. No? It's just going to behave normally. Oh well. So anyway, Yeah, it kind of balances out. Basically, you would take your turn, which usually, I can't find my little dude because I think we knocked him off the table earlier. Oh, here's my dude. There he is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he's over there.
During your turn, you can move to one place. You start out your citadel.
What the? Why is
Somebody
this
made a giant pawn there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why did that? I thought that was like you put it on top of the tower.
You can scale things up and down. But anyway, basically you would move, and then you would hit a button here telling what you did, and it would pop up something random for you. Generally.
So like I do something and I push a button.
Mm-hmm. So it's.
But I just clicked it.
Yeah.
I was trying to.
Well, it
push
hasn't
a
actually started yet, I don't think.
Oh.
And I forget the whole. Let's see. I forget how you have to interact with this thing.
Oh, I think I see how. No, that didn't work. No.
Okay, let's see. So, I'm trying to find the start of this just to kind of... Because we played this like once a while back and it functions mostly like the very old board game. But you have to press the buttons in a very specific pattern. And you're not actually supposed to press the ones up there. You press the ones on this keypad down here.
Ah, and I can't see it right now because I'm facing.
You can move... Hold down right mouse button and you can rotate. If you move the mouse.
I'm also looking top down, so I have to change the camera a little bit.
Yeah, you probably... Because you have to see a side view to be able to do what you need to.
Yeah, I kind of see it now, but for some reason I'm really zoomed out. Weird.
Yeah, this is what happens when you poke and you can make the individual wheels on everything. Yep. Anyway, the gist of this, after you get the game started, you would move one tile in any direction on your turn, and then you would walk over here, or you would just reach over and tell the thing what you did. In this case, you would hit move. So once you hit move, basically the computer kinda sorta does keep track of certain things because it'll tell you what it remembers, which players on which turn and which players on its home turf. But basically, if you move on to, say, the ruin here, you'd move your token there, and then you'd walk over here and actually hit the tomb/ruin button, and it would give you something. But like I said, I'd actually have to get the thing started. And I don't remember how to do that exactly.
Well, Monimus is just seeing how big he can make.
Oh yeah, he's having fun with that.
And obviously it looks like you have 4 different things. A tomb, a bazaar, the ruins, and the sanctuary. I'm guessing the bazaar you buy things. Sanctuary is a good place.
Yeah, you can recover because you start out the game with 10 warriors on your side, 30 gold, and 25 food. Moving takes up food, you can buy things with gold, and warriors are what keep you from dying in combat. But the goal here is to get to the other frontiers and search for keys. You will never find a key in your own kingdom, so it's kind of important that you tell the tower what that when you cross the frontier. Very important you do that, or else it will never actually start spawning keys for you. But then once you get all the keys, you can actually go assault the Dark Tower. That's the gist of the game, and I would have to actually go look and see how we get the tower to cooperate. But once we do, it's a fairly smooth sail. But this is one of the 4-player games I know of. Omega Virus is another, but I'm not completely sure how. Once again, that's another thing that would require me sitting there and spending a lot of time trying to learn how to get these in-game stuff to actually work. But yeah, the next time we actually have a game day like this, we can actually see if we can find a good 4-player game, 3, 4, 5-player game, depending on how many people are actually here.
I do kind of like I like this idea a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, why would I be? Oh, it does write itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do this. I'm sorry. God.
It will only write itself from certain things, I will say that.
I was gonna just do this. I was gonna do an experiment.
And now it's gone. You killed it. You broke the Dark Tower.
It's doing this weird thing where it's like flashing, like a ghost.
I don't see that. All I see is nothing there. Now we have this dragon.
I'm telling you, it's like I don't know what it's doing.
It said it was destroying it, so you killed it. Good job.
Dragon, go get it. Go get it.
The dragon might actually reappear.
Oops. Stop! What did I do? Should I just
You
flip
killed the
table?
Dark Tower, that's what you did.
Should I just flip the table?
Yeah, probably.
Let go of that! I really broke it. Oh my god. Like on my screen it's like there's like a ghost of it jumping all over the place like thing.
Yep, you broke it. Okay, so
What did I do? I just dropped the table.
oh wait, that was the game we played.
Dragon says hi. Hey. Dragon says hi.
Of course it does. It'll say hi a lot during the game too.
Dragon says it's gonna step on you.
Probably.
It lives in your ruins now. Actually, no, I'm adopting it. It's my pet. I stole him from the Dark Lord. He's mine now. This is why you don't give me board games with toys in them. I will start playing with the toys. I cannot be trusted with things like this. I'll be like, I am playing with... These are mine now.
And let's see, what was it? Players should choose one of the 4 colored seats.
Oh, that's...
The
Monument
flashing red L1 symbol indicates that the player should choose a gameplay level. 4 levels of play, 3 of the different levels to brigands, a special teaching mode. Let's see, level 1 should be in the window now. If you wish to play level 1, press the yes by on the keyboard. Okay. Once you press the yes by, it should ask you which player should go first. And it'll put R1 for red, B1 for blue, yellow 1 for yellow, and G1 for green. So since I'm here, yes.
Hi, Pete.
So, basically now if you look at it, it has a big R flashing in it. That means it is red's turn. Okay, so basically what I would do is I would do this. I would go move like so, and say I moved by hitting the move button. And nothing happened to me. It's all good. So once I was done, once it actually displays this little minus R symbol up there, that means red's turn is over. So hit end, and now it is blue's turn because play progresses, you know, counterclockwise.
So I would do something like...
So basically you could move a token, move once.
I'm trying. I can't see the screen because Pete decided, I love you.
So you moved once, and then you over here on the tower, you hit the move button.
Well, the tower's
on this
not
little
facing.
panel here.
You know, let me actually get to it somehow.
Here, let me...
Thanks. Yeah, I think turning the tower is like the best bet.
Yeah.
So move is like one of the blue ones?
Yeah, it's the middle blue one in that. And let's see what it say. Dragon!
Oh, how appropriate.
The dragon dropped on you. And that was your go. And when you see that, it actually popped up some numbers. It telling you how many warriors and gold you just lost. If you hover over your gamepad down here, it tells you how many you have left of each.
Well, that's useful. So you don't have to like keep track of it, Pete.
Right.
Don't you
Since
dare
you
sit on the
moved and then
keyboard.
something happened to you, yeah, the dragon gets to sit there and go hi, basically.
And I pet it.
You can pet it, yes. Even though it just tried to scorch you with fire. You hit end, and it tells you it's the next person's turn.
Which is the end key?
The red one, the no/end. And then, since only 2 people are seated, it is now red's turn. So we don't have to move this thing. I will just kind of keep it here. I will look. I will move, like so. I will walk over here, hit the move, and nothing happens. So, end. And now it is blue's turn again.
So what do I do? Because I have a dragon on top of me.
Well, you get to move. You still get to move.
Oh. Hi, dragon.
And the dragon's following you!
Mommy!
And it stole a gold from you, basically.
I'm still in 8 warriors that want.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a baby.
Yep. So, let's see. I can't get to any special zones. But I move. And see if the game makes me do anything. Nope. So now it is your turn. And if you want to go on your tomb, you could walk onto it because you're right next to it. Then you go over here and hit the button marked tomb/ruin to tell the computer, yep, that's where I moved.
Which button is that? Because it's kind of hard for me to see
On the blue cross, it's the left arm.
Nothing's happening.
Give it a second. And you ran into 9 brigands, so you automatically go into combat. And you beat half the brigands. And you lost a warrior. On your turn, you will fight, and you will either kill half the brigands or lose a warrior. It's random.
They're still fighting.
Yep. It goes until all the brigands are dead or all your warriors are. And when you defeat all the brigands, it then says, hey, you have now 38 gold.
Nice.
It also found a sword. Which, if you look at your card, it's marked you have a sword now. So the next time you run into the dragon, you can fight the sucker.
Well, I've been running into the dragon all day.
Yeah, but it can run into you whenever it wants to, basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my ruin.
Pete, do not dare try to get into my bag of... What are you doing? Pete's in his I want to cause trouble mode.
And it opens up to reveal nothing! Absolutely nothing! Yay. So then it's your turn. And gameplay kind of continues like this until we've gathered all the keys.
Hey, nothing happened.
Yeah, amazing, huh?
I'm guessing slaying the dragon is one of the things we have to do.
No, not really. It's just kind of there to annoy you. But yeah, play basically goes like that over and over until we get the keys, we can enter the tower, and then have the big fight at the end. So it's kind of a neat little game. And really, I mean, canonically, you're supposed to turn the... basically, you just click it, and without hitting anything else, you can rotate it around using the Q and E keys to turn it to your side. And then sometimes it still does that. But it resettles and you can spin it. And it will right itself. Anyway, yeah, that is how you play Dark Tower. So anyway, yeah, I think that's going to do it for now.
We all learned how to play games.
Yeah, we all learned how to play games just a little bit. And I know Rin has joined us in the call here. Maybe next time we actually have a day like this, he can jump in, and I think he knows Dark Tower a lot better than I do. Because he actually used to own it when he was a kid.
So if we play Dark Tower, Ren is our expert. If we play Betrayal, I'm kind of your expert.
Yep. And if we play the other two, I'm as much of an expert as we got.
We're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whee!
So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream.
Just be happy it's not Danganronpa, the board game.
I would wonder what that is. That would be an interesting board game to have. I would imagine you could actually make it in Tabletop Simulator if you could figure out what it was. Maybe it'd be something similar to Clue.
Actually, what it is you'd have to kill the other people at the table.
Maybe. Or there would be a computer GM or something similar to that you would either have to... Oh god,
plush talking Monokuma.
Yeah, plush talking Monokuma, there we go.
Ah, do not want!
Now I know what I have to make.
No! No.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, I think that's going to do it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with the whole Chrono Trigger Holiday Challenge, which annoyed me to no end because the game crashed after the stream. So I lost all the progress and had to go back and replay to get to that point.
No!
So I did that.
Will you just be
Yeah. I did that. I'm back to where I was. This time I wasn't stupid and I actually bought all the items I need to make things less, oh god, what now?
Less
but
horrible.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I will be back tomorrow. For now, another grocery store trip for me. Yay.
and the rest of us will catch you guys later.
Oh,
Also,
you better go before everything freezes over, Greg, because it's storming right now.
I know.
Starting to
I know.
snow.
Maybe I can convince her we don't need a trip tonight. I hope. Anyway.
here's my reaction to you being doomed.
Yay! Notice the Dark Tower stayed put.
What the hell? It's haunted.
It's haunted. There we
Now-
go. Of course, being broken into like 6 different pieces didn't hurt it. So, didn't hurt it being able to stay there.
It's still falling.
Yeah. Maybe later tonight, instead of, not a stream, but maybe later tonight I'll pop back in here and say, hey, do we want to go play more tabletop games? If people
I'll
are
be here.
around and interested.
We'll
All right.
like-
Well, you know where to find me if you need me.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Take care,
And
everyone.
Ren turned into a rabbit.
Ah!
Or a dying hippopotamus, I'm not sure.
That was me. That was me. So anyway. I can't do rabbit voice.
You're
Anyway.
too baritone, I think, is the problem.